What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at @6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. Wagwan, what's happening? Peace, salute. Sixth element of hip hop is here. I am Reno Noir. This is Stu Dog. We got some goods for y'all. Shout out to Slade already in the building. Fellas, peace. He said I got lucky today. I'm on my lunch break, so let's go. I got 30 minutes. Let's break it down on the best show on YouTube. Let's get it. So
do it.
Yeah, man, we got a dope trailer, man. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck, Stu. When I watched this trailer, I cried.
Got goosebumps. You got goosebumps. I got goosebumps, bro.
Cried. Not like a baby. I wasn't boo-hoo. My eyes watered up. Two tears, a tear from each eye went down my cheek. Now, normally when I tear up, it'll be like one eye will tear up and that's it. No, nothing's falling. But like, and then like it's really crazy. Both eyes will tear up, but I ain't dropping no tear, you know. And if it's like nuts, a single tear might fall. But bro, when I tell you 2 fucking tears were streaming down, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. This thing just hit me, bro. It's like. It just feels like how Superman felt in the 70s, like in the 80s, like when we first saw it. Like, it just gives me that old school classic comic character vibe that I just can't get, that I just haven't been getting from Marvel. Marvel has just not been doing it. They haven't been worried about the writing or the quality or the acting lately. They're just worried about their little agenda and their little, whatever. But listen, this shit here, this is how comic movies are adapted. This is what I think comic fans are. I broke it down real easy to my son last night. I said, you know what it is? The DCU is geared for comic fans. The MCU is geared toward the casual audience. They're both comic films, right? They're both comic source movies, right? They both, but one is geared to get the, try to cast the widest net, and the other one is just like, you know what, y'all fans have been around your whole lives, you've been building up these characters, building up these IPs, you deserve a movie for you, and not just a movie, a whole fucking universe with animation, video games, movies, and shows.
Yeah. Well, they got a bunch of video games coming out from Marvel does, or Disney. You got the Wolverine game. You have an X-Men game coming out. There's somebody else. There's 3 games that I know of that are coming out in 2025. One of them, I know there's Wolverine. There's an X-Men game. I forget the other one is, but they have it's already out, Marvel Rivals, and DC they had a Wonder Woman game. I heard it got scrapped, but then I heard it's back on the board.
Yeah.
There's another Batman game coming out, and we have apparently. I don't know how true this is. Now I'm gonna keep this a buck. I have heard this for years, and there have been Easter eggs in the Batman Arkham game about a Superman game.
Yes.
If you listen to some of the stuff that if you're Batman and you just sit there and you spy on some of the villains or the bad guys as they're talking, they start talking about Superman in certain sequences, and they start talking about Metropolis and what goes on over there and how it's bright and sunny there all the time and things like that. Rocksteady, and this is what gives us hope. Rocksteady won't confirm or deny that they're making a Superman game or have been working on a Superman game or have anything to do with a Superman game. So when people ask on X, used to be Twitter, they'll just say stuff like possible. Like we'll say, is it true you work on a Superman? They were like, anything's possible. Like they keep it
Yeah.
real vague, but they never give you a definitive answer. So with that, when I seen this trailer, I uh I got chills, man. And then, but I gotta
Let's
watch
get
it in
into it.
surround sound. I
Let's
need I
watch it.
need surround sound. Let's watch. And when I watched it in surround sound, Reno, that's when the tear came to my eye.
Yes, sir. Now, we're gonna play it for y'all, and of course, as y'all know, I mean, if you want to just sit and just watch it in its entirety, go to the DC channel, Superman official teaser trailer, DC YouTube channel, and watch it. But we're gonna watch it. We're gonna stop. We're gonna break about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna bust it up because I'm sure you guys have seen it. Like we're not revealing the fucking trailer here. Let's be honest. We're breaking it down. Let's roll that bean footage. All right. Can you see a nice big screen, Stu? Did it get bigger just now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right, here we
It's
go.
big enough for me. If you're in the chat, let us know if it's not big. You can't see it. Let us know. We'll keep it moving. We'll make the
That's what
adjustments on the fly.
she said. All right, where are we? I'm trying to get these subtitles off here. Let's keep that off because I don't. There's not much. Well, you know what? Let's leave the sub. No, let's take them off. Let's leave
Nah,
them
take
on.
them off.
What do you think? We should leave them on
Really?
for educational purposes, since we are breaking it down.
Let's,
We are breaking it
yeah, let's
down.
leave, yeah, let's leave them on. Yeah, there wasn't much words in the trailer, but let's leave them on
There's not much really words, so yeah, it's not going to do too much. All right, here we go. Wind whooshing,
it. Rumbling. Yeah. But right
rumbling.
here, pause it right here,
Now I
right
want to break
here,
something down about Goku on
Superman
this.
just got Superman just got beat up right here. We don't know who he's fighting. We don't know if this is the beginning, middle, end of the movie. We just
I was
know
gonna say, you
Superman.
think the movie start
Superman
here?
just got. Some
Yeah,
people might think that, but we don't know. But all we know is in this part, Superman got knocked out. We know that,
right, right, right. Hang on,
and
something
he's
happened.
fighting somebody. Whoever it is somebody that can do that to Superman. They
Right.
got to be of significant prowess to do that.
Mm-hmm. So wait a minute, what's happening here?
What happened to the screen? We had a
No, no,
big screen.
I'm having a problem because I did something a minute ago and now it's not. It's showing me that I didn't do it and it's lying to me because I know damn well I did it. I hate
But you
when they
was there
lie.
when you did it.
I was there
And
when
you
I
were
fucking
there
did it.
when you did it. Yes.
I mean, let's do it again since they fucking want to lie and act like I didn't do it. Here we go. One more time. Now you can't say I didn't do it this time. I got footage. I got witnesses. All right. Witnesses. Y'all seen I did it. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but I did it. And I'm gonna show you. All right, here we go. I can't believe it didn't go through the first time. What an asshole. All right, one more time. Bust it up, bust it down. Let me add this. Wait, what are you doing? I don't fucking get down like that. I don't get down like that, Stu. Hold on here. Downloads. What are we gonna call it? A download. Okay, here we go. We'll cut that. We'll put this here. We'll drop that in here. I promise it's gonna be worth it, y'all. Trust me. Don't worry. It's gonna be worth it. I was loving it. I was loving it when I figured it out. My son pointed it out. All right. Biggie, back to the footage. All right. Okay. Here we go. Superman fucking trailer. Bada bing. It starts off like this. Now I want you guys to recognize something. And this isn't no theory. This is a fact. Homage to the Dragon Ball Z iconic picture. And the way we know it's an homage is because his arms and legs are in the identical configuration as Goku. Exactly. He's in the middle of a crater. He fell. And we all know Superman and Goku are very often compared to each other. Goku is often compared as the anime's Superman and whatnot. Let's see. Stoops got punched out in the opening scene in the trailer. You know, I want to know about who too, Slade. I want to know about who too. But what I would really want to know is this the beginning of the movie? Does it just start out he's beat in the snow, or is this a scene in the middle, like after he fought the big bad and he beat him up one time, and then Crypto's gonna save him, and then he's gonna go and beat him again, or is this how the movie starts? Either way, I'm happy
Or
because
is it? Or
it's not
remember in
another origin story. He
Man of
didn't.
Steel when he was learning how to fly, he kept falling. Or
Nope,
maybe he's
this
learning
ain't
how
no
to
learning
fly
how to
here.
fly. Nope, this ain't no
Not
learning
no
how to
learning how to
fly.
fly.
This man is a seasoned veteran. Not a veteran, he's a young guy, but he's seasoned. He's been superheroing for a while now.
About 2 years,
This is
maybe two,
not
3 years now.
couple
Yeah,
couple few years. He's well known in the
couple few years.
community. He's a guy. Yeah, it's not. This is not fucking the beginning of Superman's career by any means, and we're happy about that because again, when I say that these movies are made for comic fans, that's what comic fans want. We already know the fucking origin. We already know how he
True.
got here. We know all that.
Yep.
Like
You know that. Yep.
every comic we open it. Can you imagine if every comic started out with the fucking origin?
Yeah, it
Every
would.
issue?
You wouldn't sell many comics. I
No,
can
you
tell you
wouldn't.
that, man.
Exactly. So, we're good on that. They only have to do those intros and origins, and some people I know, they're like, well, I'm kind of concerned that I won't care about the character if I don't get the intro. Thing is, it's not for you then. If you don't know Superman, first of all, I don't know what to tell you. But if you don't, if you don't know his origin and stuff like that, like if you're not a comic fan already, then this isn't really made for you. Now you can still enjoy it, and of course they do plan for other than just comic nerds to buy the tickets, of course. But when I say it's just kind of geared towards, it's intended to, please, it's here for us. Whereas, in contrast, Marvel makes a movie to try and please everyone in the world and use the characters from the Marvel universe. They're not adapting comic stories. They're not doing that. They're using the characters and tidbits and stuff that the Marvel universe has, and using it all like kind of like a big crayon box of different things they can use to make a movie with. And that's a very different thing than adapting a particular comic story or, a particular version of a character. Because in comics, unlike say manga or something like that, there's different versions of characters, right? Different authors write the story. There's different runs, different eras, different, a different decade where shit changes. And so, when you're making a movie about the ultimate universe, Iron Man, you don't also throw in shit from Golden Age Iron Man or 8616 Iron Man. That doesn't, comic fans know the difference, whereas the average fan doesn't know or care about the difference and think we're being ridiculous for caring. But imagine if, sir, your favorite novel that you ever read is adapted into a movie, and you go watch the movie and you don't recognize anything from the book you love. But there's the title, and that character's name is the same name as the main character in the book you read. But in the book you read, it was a black guy. But in the movie, it's a Chinese lady. Come on. Would you love that? Keep it a buck. Would you love that or would you complain? So,
Yeah, because a lot of people complained about the Sorcerer Supreme being switched to a female, a bald.
mm,
They made her bald and all that. They tried to make her look. She looked like the Sorcerer Supreme, but people when Doctor Strange came out, they were literally complaining. They're like, "Oh, why would you gender swap that and race
right,
swap and race and gender swap? Like you don't have
right,
to make it." And I read one expert
right.
where
Took
a
it from a
guy was
Chinese
like,
man, made it to a white lady.
"Right." They was like, if you look at the comic, all right, they kind of like stereotype the Chinese man that was the source, but they was like, you don't have to do that. But why did you not make it an Asian person?
Right.
And a lot of people just had problems with that. I mean, I
Yes.
get it. I get it sometimes,
Well,
but
the thing is, it's not
it's
about
like you said,
race. It's not
it's
about
not
race.
about
It's
race.
about
It's
your
just
your
about being true
character.
to the character. Yeah,
Yeah.
being true to the character. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. It's just about the character that you know and love and wanting to see what you recognize, wanting to recognize what you fucking, went there to see. But let's finish watching this joint. This is a great. I was so excited. Like I said, man, tears. Fucking tears. Two of them.
Oh, really? We skipped the part. Yeah, go back. No,
What's
go back to
that?
my favorite part. You gotta go back to my favorite part.
We didn't skip nothing.
Yeah, we did. We skipped. Hold up, let it go. Let it go. It's coming. It's coming. Hold up.
We didn't skip it.
Give me 1 second.
That
We
happens
we
later. What
skipped
you're
the part.
talking about?
All right, you know what I want to see.
Yeah, that's my favorite part too. See?
Now, right here, pause right here. This is I like this right here. Go back one just a little bit. Right there. Okay. What people a lot of people don't really realize when they look at right there. When you look at Clark Kent, right? Clark Kent is tall. He's very tall. A lot of
Mm,
people don't realize how tall he is. And
mm,
here, right here, is an homage to that. Christopher Reeves was tall.
right.
So
He's
that
towering above the crowd.
is right. That right. He's towering above the crowd. He's taller than, but he's looking like Clark Kent. He's clumsy.
Right.
He's bumbling his way through the crowd.
Right.
And
Right.
and everybody's just moving so gracefully around him. But he's Superman. And the trick. That's the trick to Superman's identity, to him hiding his
Right.
identity. Right here, as you can see him. Yeah, and he's also a bigger dude, but you can't really tell, but he hides. Superman hides his girth. And
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a
that.
good.
I really,
Yeah.
really like that they paid attention to that.
Right. Great attention to detail there. Awesome. Daily Planet.
And Superman all beat up. You know what I mean? Punched in the jaw and everything. All right, James. That's the Daily Planet right there. The Daily Planet is like a regular newspaper right here, which is the way it's supposed to be. That's
Right.
Lois Lane. When they
Right.
show Cat Grant, I seen in there, and the
Yep.
other dude with the mustache, Jonathan. Oh, I forget the name of the dude that plays him. But what is the name of that dude? And
Steve Lombard,
All right,
Cat
right here.
Grant. Jimmy.
Cat
Yeah.
Grant, Lombard, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen. So you got all the regular heavy hitters there.
Yeah.
Um, are they going to address the fact that we don't really read newspapers like that now, or are they just going to go with, in this
They may talk.
thing
Yeah.
where
It may
people
be
don't
like
really
it may
read
be
these newspapers,
more of like a
right?
website. Yeah. Like they
Right.
do
Yeah,
more
they might.
website,
Are
but
they
they
going to
still do
modernize
paper.
it? Yeah. Yeah. They're going.
They might
Yeah. They're
talk
going
about
because Superman.
how like the paper's failing. That might be a theme. Like, oh yeah, we don't really sell any more papers like that. We trying to,
Right.
that may be mentioned because, and we definitely do see people with smartphones in the
With
trailer. So
papers,
this is
and you
definitely
see
current.
and you see people with papers. Superman has a
And then,
paper in his
yeah,
hand. This
and
guy
there's
has
the
a
paper.
paper right here.
That's Jimmy
So
Olsen. Yeah,
yeah, it might be a good mix. We'll see.
yeah, I think so.
Right there, that's the Kent farm.
Yeah, the Kent Farm and that dude. That dude is a pretty. It's surprising casting to me. Jonathan Kent. That because the actor that plays him, definitely I want to say is the antithesis of Kevin Costner. Okay, like this guy, like it doesn't get any more different than your typical casting for Jonathan Kent. Like this is the guy with the one eye that flickers back and forth. He's real weird. He always does these plays really weird roles. You've seen him in a bunch of shit, and he always plays a really weird guy. Um, interesting. Balls casting.
Now, right
Look
there,
at him. Look at him coming,
crypto. Look at it coming,
bro. He's
kicking up
coming.
dust, kicking
He's
up dust.
barreling through the
Now,
snow. I was
you
like,
got to
yeah,
remember crypto. You got to remember when crypto came to Earth, his physical abilities are proportionate to his
yes,
smaller size. Now, this is accurate because crypto's not a big dog; he's a
right,
smaller dog,
right,
and he has certain sensory abilities that, like his smelling and his hearing, are more accurate and powerful than Superman's because he's a dog.
right.
And the yellow sun also amplifies his strength
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So he can do everything Superman can do. But as far as
Mm-hmm.
his senses are concerned, they're a lot more heightened than Superman. So when Superman whistle, he don't have to do it loud. Crypto can hear it from the other
Yes,
side of the planet.
right, right. And boy, he's coming. That boy coming. Fully animated, fully animated dog, which is great that now in this day and age you can make an animated dog look really real. Because training a dog to do the certain shit that they've got him doing and being so comic-y, it wouldn't look as cool. To be honest, like
No,
I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want to real.
no,
This is the way to go.
no,
This is the way to go
no.
for
This
this
is the way
movie.
it's supposed to look. This is
This
the way it's
movie.
supposed to look. And you also have to understand why he's talking to Crypto. You have to understand Crypto has human level intelligence. All right.
Mm,
In the comic, they represented that with speech balloons. James Gunn has explicitly said that that will not go down in his movie. Crypto cannot talk. We're not going to see a little speech, but
right.
he does retain his human level intelligence, but he's just a dog. So
Yes.
he's talking to him, and you see him say home,
Right.
and he grabs his thing and he takes him home. Yes,
Yeah.
Crypto can understand what he's saying,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's just how the character is written.
And I love the fact that Gunn is not going to have him talk, because here's the thing. I'm like the guy who's like, man, I want it to be more comic accurate. I just want to see a comic adaptation, just because Marvel starved me of that. That's all. I like I don't know if I always would have felt this way, but just the way that Marvel has starved me of making movies that are at all for comic fans. I'm just really dying for something that's just a straight up fucking comic book in live action. But there's some things that just you know like I want everything from the comics, but maybe not the dog talking. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to be realistic at all. I want it to be like the comic, but maybe the dog not talking. Like that's a little bit much. So I'm very happy that he made that decision, because to keep it, and look how he moves and stuff. That yeah, he's animated. Take me home. Gives him the cape.
Yeah, and Crypto's and another Easter egg.
Luthor Corp.
Crypto's alter ego is Skip. So
Ah,
when he's not
when it's just
when he doesn't
puppy,
have his cape
he's just
pulled
a
out,
dog.
yeah,
Okay.
because in the comics he had a retractable cape. So when he doesn't have his cape out and things like
Comes out of
that,
his collar.
he just poses.
Yeah.
Yeah, he poses as the Kent family dog, and they call him Skip. But
Hmm.
he changes into Crypto. Like,
And this
but
scene
that's
here,
just a
this
small.
this really took
That's
me
cool.
back to the Avengers. I felt like I was looking at Avengers Tower. I just got the vibe real quick of the original Avengers movie here, man. So
Oh,
I'm
Luthor
getting
Club.
Avengers. Yeah, yeah, really cool.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah, the tower and all. Yeah.
Lex Luthor.
Now, what I want to know is this is a little war going on here, and then you got people mad at Soup. I don't know what they mad at Soup for, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah,
They really coming at Soup sideways. Now, here,
throwing
what you got?
things at him.
Here's one thing you got to understand about Superman. Lois Lane keeps Superman grounded. She literally keeps him, shows him that even though sometimes humanity hates him or they come at him, they call him alien and things like that. That that sometimes their prejudice against him is their ignorance and
Hmm.
not their intelligence. And when he does something to save them or he does anything good, Lois Lane is the character that keeps him rooted in reality to show him the good. Because once his parents raised him and they told him like you're destined for great things, there's good in these people, you just got to see it. You're gonna see more bad than good, but they are good people. They are worth saving. And Lois Lane is the thing that keeps Superman rooted and grounded in reality, or
In
to
that,
keep him from just saying, skip these people, I'm out, or using
right.
his powers for bad, or just turn it when the guy hit him in the back of the head with the jar, just from turning around and just using his heat vision to do. Lois Lane is what
Hmm.
keeps him grounded in that, and that right
Right.
there is a good example where you got all the people outside, they're probably yelling obscenities at him, and he's sitting there. He doesn't know what to do. Normally, Lois Lane would be in that scene somewhere to
Hmm.
keep him grounded in humanity because he's not human. And you have to understand that Superman is not human. He's not from Earth. He is an alien.
Hmm. And then we got Stag Enterprises right there, and the
Yep.
Stag Industries in the
Stag
background.
Stag Industries. Yeah. That's a good one.
Um,
And bro, that's see like stuff like that, Reno. That's big, right? That's huge,
attention
bro.
to detail, man. Attention to
Yeah.
detail and real comic accurate comic, goodness. And oh Lord, look who it is. Sada's in the house.
Oh well,
No.
well, well, Miss Sata. We are so
Hello.
Yeah,
glad you're here. Quick
yeah,
I'm
we
question.
glad to
Mi-
be here
Quick
for this
question,
momentous
Miss
occasion.
yes.
good question. And now we do know that Simon Stagg is the head of Stagg Industries. Also, Simon Stagg, it might be, and we don't know, but by showing this, he might be the main protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know. But if they're showing Stagg Industries, I mean, this could be Easter egg, and he could be just in one of the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we don't know yet, but we
Yep.
do know that he has a genius level intellect. We do know
Well,
that
we're
he
gonna
is
get we're
very
gonna do we're
intelligent.
gonna do a whole full breakdown of all the Easter eggs and stuff, but let's just get through the trailer first.
Okay, let's get it. Let's do it.
It's almost done. It's almost done. What the fuck?
Now that right there, go back to
Sped
Guy
up like
Gardner.
a
That's dope.
motherfucker. Yeah, Nathan
I
Fillion
know.
is Guy Gardner.
He looks
Uh,
awful. I'm
He
so
I
sorry.
I think he
He
looks
looks
amazing.
crazy. He looks
I think
crazy.
you know what though? That's why I
but
love it.
that's what Guy Gardner looks like.
That's
That's
Guy
if you look at the
Gardner.
comment, that's Guy
No, but my
Gardner.
thing
Gardner
is,
always
you
looked
could
crazy.
pull off that look, but with this actor, I don't know. I
I
don't. I
mean,
don't. I don't.
he
I don't like
doesn't.
it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't like
don't. I
the
don't.
bowl cut on his head. Like I
It's
don't
not.
mind the bowl cut in general because
It's
that's
not the
him. I
bowl
get
cut.
it, but
Yes,
I
it's
don't
his
like
nose.
it on that actor. I don't like it
You're
on
right. The way
Nathan.
his face is shaped, you're right. I don't. He looks like No Country from Old Men. What's his name?
I
You know what I'm talking about? Uh, No
know
Country for
exactly
Old
what.
Men.
I,
That's who he looks like. But that I for when I first saw Charles, I was like, wait, I thought it was Nathan Fillion, not the guy from fucking No Country. But yeah, he's supposed to look ridiculous. That's the thing. He's supposed to look absurd, and so in that respect, they fucking nailed it. They fucking nailed it. I'm not mad at all. Why is there no sound? Oh, hey Blaze,
Hawk,
you
Hawk girl.
downstairs?
Now we see
Oh, shut my door.
Metamorpho in the side. We see Metamorpho in the trailer. Simon Stagg is a main protagonist of Metamorpho, so we got to see what's going on with that there.
Hawkgirl looks good though.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I think Hawkgirl looks
Hang
Yeah,
good.
on,
Hawk Girl
sorry.
looks
Okay, Hot Girl.
good.
Hmm.
Hawk Girl. I
She
like
looks
the way
great.
Guy Gardner came in. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like the
Yeah,
way
she
Guy
looks
Gardner
good.
came in.
he
Yeah,
came in though.
put the energy ring on the window
Wow.
so that people can't break in. Yeah,
Or
that's dope.
she looks like fucking Wolverine. I like it. She looks really cool. The kaiju, the what's the name of those salamander things? What's the ostom man, what's the word? It's a weird ass animal. It's like a pink salamander and it has these big fin things or big things coming. That's what it looks like anyway. But big kaiju creature and Superman is real tiny. Look at him right here. See how tiny he is?
Yeah,
You see my mouse? Can you see my mouse?
yeah,
Do y'all see? Yeah.
yeah. We see it. Yeah, we
So
got
yeah,
it.
yeah. He's right there, and then he goes right into the fire. Now this,
I want
remember
to know
the
what that is back there.
well, yeah, in that first promotional poster where we first got to see his costume. This is what they were showing. So this is actually in the movie. I know a lot of people speculated.
This
Was
is
that just a promotional poster? Was that actually a
no, that was
scene?
yeah, that's in the movie.
So this
But
is
that's what. But this is what I'm talking about. Lois Lane, Superman probably got his butt kicked, or he's getting ready to go out there and do it. But
she
Lois Lane
pumping
is
him
what
up.
keeps him rooted. She's pumping him
Yeah,
up. That's his cheerleading squad, and that's what makes him, go out and risk his life for
hey, human.
humanity all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now,
Fortress of
robot. I want to know
Solitude.
about
There's
robot.
Metamorpho.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
Metamorpho.
Metamorpho.
Yep.
Okay. Now,
Yep.
Metamorpho, when we saw Simon Stagg or Stagg Industries, we know that Simon Stagg is responsible for making Metamorpho,
Mhm.
for making Rex Mason.
Right.
Rex Mason is Metamorpho, and Simon Stagg is the reason why Rex Mason is Metamorpho.
Mhm. Right. Where the fuck is
And
my?
I would go into the reason why he did it, but
We will.
basically,
We will in a
yeah,
second.
basically, yeah, yeah.
We will. Just to get through this shit. That's your boy. Wait a minute. Wait a
I
minute.
didn't
Wait.
know that was Metamorpho. I was like, who's that? And then I
Yeah.
seen, who is this?
Yep. You can see it's like his shoulder has some crystally thing on it. What's this guy? Kellex.
Kellex,
Kellex.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm loving that we're having all the characters, and I love that this really feels like a comic book adapted. Fortress of Solitude, obviously. Lex again. Yep, there's Crypto taking Superman home. That is awesome. Loving that. I think he looks a lot better than I thought he was gonna. Mr. Terrific. That
Oh,
actor,
he
I
looks
wasn't.
way
And then,
better than I think. Yeah, he looks better than
yeah.
He looks
he
good.
looks better than the shows version. Yeah, he looks better in
Oh
the
Oh,
yeah.
shows version
I
of
nothing will
Mr. Terrific.
ever get as bad as that. I hope to God nothing ever gets worse than the CW Mr. Terrific.
Yeah. Yeah. Fact. And then he's impervious to all the munitions.
Now, right there, if you go back, Reno, you see Mr. Terrific used his orbs to, I think that's Lois Lane inside the orb with him. He made a shield and an impenetrable shield. Right here, when they're
I'm not sure
flying and
what's.
they're
Hang
kissing,
on, man.
that's a
Hang on, bro. My computer's going bananas right now.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know what the fuck it's doing right now. It's doing what it wants to do. Hang on. All right.
because it crypt up.
There's
My
Mr.
man
T.
crypt up.
All
There's
right.
Mr. T. When they show right there, when they show them kissing and flying, that's a great
Uh-huh.
homage to
Here's his orb.
their romance, their love. Yeah, you see the
You
orbs.
see
It's
it,
like four of
the
them. You see?
three, yeah, little orbs above him, and they're
Yeah.
beaming down a force field that's this bubble that's going over him. So he just like he deployed his little balls there. Yeah, here's another one up here. Here's one way over here. So his
Yeah.
orbs are out and they're doing what they do. That's how he gets down. Were you saying something
And
about
right
this
there where
scene
they're
with Lois right
kissing.
here? Uh-huh.
Yeah, right there where they're kissing. That's been done multiple times in different Superman movies.
Mm-hmm.
It shows the relationship between the two. Remember in
Mm-hmm.
Superman Returns when she was talking to him and he took off and then she looked down and they were in the air.
Yeah.
Superman 1, Superman 2. But you have to show the relationship between them, that they're in love and that you know
Mm-hmm.
that's what he has. That's Superman's root. That's his ground. That's his anchor on this planet.
Right. That's his rock. Holds him down.
That was it all the time. See, right there
That green thing
when
in the
she's
background, that's that thing.
Yeah, what the hell is that? I
I don't
wonder.
know
It'll
because
be
this one
very
doesn't. Yeah, because this one don't look like laser light beams. This almost looks more like something physical waving in the wind.
if it's James Gunn, it's definitely something from the comics. We're gonna find out what it is.
Yeah,
Anybody in the chat, if you know what it is,
July 11th.
we knew we thought Sada. We was just saying Sada knows what it is, and then you popped up.
I don't. I actually don't know what that is. That was the
we
one thing. Even in the first photo, I was like, I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean the whole Easter egg bomb that they really gave us a lot more than I thought they were gonna give us as far as Easter eggs, as far as what they revealed. I counted 17, pretty much 17 solid Easter eggs. Basically, that we kind of just went over. But Lois Lane obviously being revealed, the marvelous Ms. Maisel star, Rachel Brosnahan makes her debut, coming out. Clark's love interest, fellow reporter at Daily Planet. Everyone knows her, played originally by Margot Kidder. Then Amy Adams, just most recently. Terry Hatcher in the show, Kate Bosworth at one point. So has had a lot of good actors playing the character. Nicholas Hoult, Lex himself, recently starred in Nosferatu, which I do want to talk about. That movie looks really cool. I can't wait to see it. A new modern version of
Yes, I'm a big
Nosferatu.
fan of vampire movies,
Me
and
too,
I will
big time.
definitely be watching that.
Yeah. Juror number 2 is Superman's ultimate nemesis, the bald and super smart Lex
He looks
Luthor. Considered
better than I thought he would, but
me
I,
too.
I still think he should have been a bit older. But he looks decent. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Well, this
Well,
one, I
Sada,
mean,
they're going
it's a
for in
younger.
this. Yeah, they're
Everybody's
going.
younger.
Everybody's younger. Everybody's
Yeah.
younger. So, and
Yeah.
I
James Gunn
know,
said
but
that.
I think he
Yeah, he
still
said
should have been
everybody's younger.
older.
But I
I
know what
just
Sada's saying. Like even when Superman was young, Lex was still older. Like they were never the same age. He was always way older than Superman in my mind. At least Gene Hackman and what's his name made it seem that way. But
Nah, that movie that was Hollywood, but
they weren't even that. Yeah.
in the comics they're actually almost the same age.
Hmm.
Um, they're not really too much
Mm.
older
I
than
didn't know
each
that.
other.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
that either.
yeah,
I think he should
yeah.
still look older. They can be like the same age. I don't know. It's just
Right.
I guess because I grew up with him looking older, a little more gruff. I just feel like that
A little
adds.
more gruff.
Yeah,
That's
I
what.
just feel like that adds to him being like imposing and like this
Yeah.
weird
A
hatred
kingpin
for
figure.
Superman. I don't know. But like I don't know. But he looks fine. Like he looks decent. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's turning out to look not too bad.
Yeah, and obviously, definitely one of the most iconic villains of all time. He's definitely kind of like a kingpin figure. So it is nice to see him in a more imposing figure. But in this one, he's definitely the power hungry CEO of LexCorp, more of or Luthor Corp. Actually, they're calling it so. They but he's more of like a businessman, smart guy, genius. But obviously Jesse Eisenberg played him. Famously was not liked by a lot of people. Gene Hackman, the classic. Kevin Spacey was a decent one. John Cryer, but who is Michael Kudlitz? I know the guy from Smallville was people really liked him, and he was a young Luthor, and they were a similar age.
Mm, true.
Remember? Yeah,
I do remember that. Yeah.
yeah.
I guess it just
Um,
depends.
no, go ahead. What did you say?
No, I was saying I guess it just depends. Like, because I watched that Luther briefly, and he wasn't bad. But I don't know. I guess it's just because I grew up with him always looking older. That's
Right.
my preference. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
done.
Javier Bardem, that was his name. That's uh, No Country for Old Men. But yeah, Lex Luthor had in the comics it's LexCorp, but they've changed it from LexCorp to Luthor Corp for whatever reason. I think it must have had something to do
To
with
distance,
rights or something.
James
Yeah,
Gunn
maybe.
said to distance himself from the from was it DCU or DCEU, whichever one I don't know the source,
Right,
but to distance himself
right.
from the last set of movies because the last one was LexCorp, so they came up with
That's so
Luthor Corp for this one
hilarious.
just
LexCorp
to make it
barely
different.
like made a dent in the DCEU though, so I think
Oh,
that's funny.
yeah, and you know what, Sada? And Stu, Lex in the comics, it was Luthor Corp, and then was renamed later LexCorp.
That's so funny. Okay,
So
all
yeah,
right.
maybe this is more accurate. They're going back to the original, in the heart of Metropolis there, and then of course the thing I thought I was gonna hate the most that I kind of like the most now is one of my favorite parts of it, and that's your boy, that's Crypto. He really came through. I like how they have him animated and not real, but looking real. They did a really good job. I love that Gunn
No, they
is
did a
not,
damn good job on.
and I love how he opted not to have the dog speak in the movie. So that's cool because he does talk in the comics, but he's like Stu said, he's gonna retain his human level intelligence, but he just won't talk, and that's gonna be, I think, a little better for a live action thing. But yeah, he's Soup's best friend. We knew it back in October that he was going to be in the movie, so it's no big surprise. But Gunn revealed that his own adopted dog Ozu inspired him while he was writing Superman. So that's why Crypto is in this movie. Anybody wondered why did he bring Crypto in? It's literally because his dog, his buddy that he had with him. So Ozu. But he said, I remember thinking, gosh, how difficult life would be if Ozu had superpowers. And thus Crypto came into the script and changed the shape of the story, really, because as Ozu was changing his life, Gunn wrote, he said, what a better time to debut the not so good boy Crypto. So he'll be a kind of a menace type character, like kind of like a little chaotic comic relief. Speaking of comic relief, Javier Bardem himself, starring
You got
as
to you got to
Guy
be you
Gardner.
got to have willpower to wear a bowl cut like that.
Yes, sir. You really do.
Definitely got.
Um,
So you definitely a Green Lantern. You definitely
family
be wearing
coming
that
in.
bowl cut.
Right.
Mm.
Yes. You gotta have balls. You gotta be a cocky motherfucker, and Guy
Yes, you
definitely
do.
is. He
You
rocks the
definitely
red
is.
haired bowl cut. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. Member of the Green Lantern Corps, Galactic Space Police Force Guy can fly and create green light constructs out of his ring, just like any other Green Lantern in history. In addition to the bowl cut, he's known for his arrogant and cocky attitude. Now, Nathan Fillion is expected to reprise the role on the HBO series Lanterns as well. So we're gonna have actually 3 lanterns in that series, which is really cool. Just like the comics, Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan, Aaron Pierce as John Stewart, and Javier Bardem, Nathan Fillion, I mean, as Guy Gardner. And couldn't be happier. I'm liking it. Now, this one I don't know shit about. Hawk Girl. I know a little bit about Hawk Man. I'm not a Hawk Girl guy. I don't know, but Isabella Merced.
They're the, well, they're the same. They're both Thanagarians. And
Mm-hmm.
Thanagarians are a warrior race that live in the
Mm-hmm.
DC universe.
Right.
That's breaking it down.
Right.
As far as personally, they differ in retrospect to personalities, but they pretty much have the same powers, and they use what's that metal? They use a certain metal.
Nth nth metal.
And
And
yeah,
metal,
their
that is
weapons are
Nth.
all
correct.
made out of nth metal, which is very
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
Batman
Like
has used it.
vibranium.
Yeah, like Batman has used it to slay
Cheeseburger.
Gentleman Ghost. We know that it can also it's very strong, and it can also do damage to supernatural things like ghosts and spirits and demons. It hurts them when you hit
Mm-hmm.
them with it. And Batman has a set of brass knuckles made out of that nth metal.
Right. That's why they made it so that yeah, it's nth, like the nth uh, dimension. But yeah, I do know that multiple different women have taken the mantle of Hawk Girl in the comics. They all have the large bird wings and wield the nth metal mace. Of course, Aldous Hodge played Hawk Man in the Black Adam debacle. But yeah, I think she looks great. The mace looks really cool up close. It's really well done. Mr. T himself, Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gathegi. Eddie Gathegi. I don't know how you say his name, but he plays Mr. Terrific. He played in a X-Men movie back in the day. Played what's the guy? Not Morph. Fuck's his name?
Just,
Darwin.
as far
Oh
as
shit, it was escaping me. Sorry, Darwin. I was like, what the fuck?
Yes, he was Darwin.
Darwin, he played Darwin, right, where he could adapt to anything, and then died from like fire. I don't know, but one of the smartest people on
are
the
you
planet.
serious, bro? Yes, he
Yeah,
is. Yes, he
it was silly,
is.
but yeah, a master inventor. Uh huh.
He's like
Yeah,
14 degrees or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
His his first appearance, I didn't know until maybe a couple years ago, was in Spectre. Like I think it's like Spectre number 52 or something like Spectre 52. Because I was trying to
Mm.
buy the comic off of eBay and got shot down. But
How dope is it that his
that was just
mask isn't just painted on? I love that.
I like that, bro. The way that is like
Mm,
that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that looks way better than what we got in the
It was just paint,
in the
right?
CW.
It,
Yeah,
it's
it was
just
just
paint.
paint. It was just paint.
Yeah, it's
It was just
ridiculous.
paint. It was just paint. That's all. And the dude had a ponytail that played
Oh,
Mr. Terrific. Yeah, he had his hair pulled back in a ponytail.
I don't know,
Yeah.
like iced tea or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, like Stu said, Clark Kent is a big of stature, kind of towered over the crowd, which is cool. Comic accurate, clumsy, of course, and just absolutely unrecognizable as Superman with the
I
glasses.
love it. Oh, I love his Clark Kent.
Phenomenal. Yes, very well done. I love it too.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
he looks great. It looks great as that. Jonathan Kent is a crazy casting. I thought, like I said, antithesis of Kevin Costner. This guy, totally different direction. And the guy's a great actor. He always plays a really weird character, really just like weird. Uh, guy that's always like creepy. So I'm surprised at the casting because he's always like a creep. Every time this guy's he's a creep. So I'm pretty sure he's not going to be a creep as Pa Kent. So I'm really interested to see this. His name is Pruitt Taylor Vince. If you want to look him up and be like, oh yeah, I've seen him in fucking a bunch of movies, and he's always the really weird guy. You'll know what I'm talking about. Playing Jonathan and Martha Kent, Neva Howell as Martha Kent. Yeah, and they adopt the young Kryptonian who crash lands on their Kansas farm. And speaking of the farm, we do get a nice shot of it in the trailer. So they really just gave us everything in the trailer, kind of like
In the trailer, yeah.
almost like a TV show
You
intro,
see,
right?
you see the cows out there grazing.
Just
As far
chilling
as
in the
Mr.
front yard.
Terrific, that's another thing about Mr. Terrific. Not to go back, but which version are we getting of Mr. Terrific?
That's a good
Oh,
question.
That's
yeah.
yeah, because you
Yeah.
got Terry Sloan and you got Michael Holt. So I'm
Well, he's
wondering
got a
which one.
suit. He's got a specific suit on that I think it's pretty comic accurate. The suit. So maybe you'll be able to tell by comparing his costume because maybe the two different terrifics have different
Not
looks.
really, because he dresses almost the
They look the
same.
same. Oh, okay.
The only difference is one of them is I don't know. Terry Sloan was a millionaire, and he had like a photographic memory. He was super smart, things like that. Michael Holt is a little different. He saved a woman from suicide or something like that, and then he dedicated his life to being Mr. Terrific after that. We got to see. We don't know, and
Yeah.
he doesn't speak, so we definitely don't know. So we'll
Yeah.
find out once the movie's released.
Yep.
Metamorpho.
Anthony Kerrigan, from the show Barry and various other shit. Yeah, and you can see he does. I agree. And if you look close, his left shoulder to our right is
Is it
covered in like
crystal?
a pink crystal kind of thing. Like and so very comic accurate. I didn't think they were going to make him that comic accurate. I really honestly I thought he was just going to basically look like Anthony Kerrigan and then might morph into some shit or do some shit, but he like looks like the dude in the comics. He can stretch like rubber, turn into liquids, gases, have
Gases,
rock
yeah.
rock strength.
Crystals, rocks, yeah, and
Yeah,
rock-like abilities. He does a lot. Metamorpho does a lot.
Kerrigan also played Mr. Zaz too in the
Rex
Gotham
Mason,
show.
yeah.
We were talking about the
Did he?
Gotham
Yeah,
show
Rex
the other
Mason.
day. Yeah,
Yeah, Rex Mason is
I'm
his real
interested
name.
to see the lower
And
half of his body.
he was another
yeah.
thing too that gives me hope is he was a member of the Outsiders. So they can use that for Batman. Like, you can bring him into a battle. There's a lot you could do with Metamorpho.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sada, what did you say?
No, I was saying I'm interested to see the lower half of his body because
Right.
that'll like how they're gonna do that, how that's gonna
Right.
look.
Well,
Because that's gonna be a lot of CG, but
it is.
I
It is.
mean, it could be something.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, you can see how his kind of left side is pink so I imagine he's gonna not look too different than how these look.
Yeah.
Now,
Because that's
James Gunn's gonna make him look very comic book accurate.
looks that way.
He's not gonna change. He's not gonna really. It's gonna be a little different, but you pretty much gonna know it's Metamorpho when you see him.
Yeah.
He's pretty much gonna keep it, and I like that about James Gunn, that
Well,
he's
that's
a
the guy
comic
there,
book and he reads
Kerrigan.
comics. So we'll
Yeah.
get, we'll definitely get, something that'll resemble a comic book version of Metamorpho.
It's gonna be geared towards comic fans. That's the guy, Anthony Kerrigan. He has no eyebrows, no eyelashes. He's just completely bald. I don't know what kind of illness or whatever that is, but that's kind of what he's known for. And so he, looks kind of like Metamorpho. They didn't have to do much. But he's got the pink shoulder, man. His left shoulder is fucking pink. I didn't even realize that it was that in every iteration, his left shoulder is
Yeah,
like
it's
a
pink.
pink
Oh yeah,
rock.
yeah, it's been pink. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's been pink. Yeah,
It's always like
we don't mind. Yeah, we've
a
always known
different
that. It's pink.
material. Yeah, like this
And
one
to
looks
be
like
honest,
scales. This one looks more like rocks. This one kind of has like a mesh look to it. So but that's the
yeah,
thing. He changes elements. like
Yeah.
that.
Well, because he's his mass is always shifting. He has a shifting mass, and like you see all four parts always different,
Mm.
different things or something
Mm.
different.
Look at his face.
Metamorpho is to be honest was a wildly popular character back in the day. And he's in a
They
lot of
did his
Justice League
face.
comics. Yeah, he's in a lot of the Justice League comics, things like that. But he definitely has a fan base.
Trying to show his face, man, because this one. Trying to get an image where I can blow it up. Why are they so fucking tiny, dude? All these pictures are fucking tiny. Well, anyway, you guys can see. You see little swirls and lines and shit in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing here. Yeah. So, man, I love it. Love the comic accuracy. The adaptation is in full effect. Wonderful, wonderful thing, man. Wonderful thing. Stag Industries, um, obviously another big Lex Corp type mega billion-dollar corporation that's run by another billionaire antagonist, Simon Stagg. In the comics,
I
Simon's
like
daughter
that.
Sapphire falls in love with Rex Mason, who is Metamorpho. So we're gonna have Simon Stagg's daughter, probably Metamorpho's love interest, like they are in the comics. That's why it's all in together. Simon is
Well,
also
Reno,
responsible for turning
well,
Rex
Reno
into
is,
Metamorpho, and so
and
that's why
that's
they
why he
have that
turned him
whole
into Metamorpho because Rex
his
Mason was dating his
yeah.
daughter. He was dating Simon Stagg's daughter. Simon Stagg didn't know. When he found out that he was dating Sapphire, he sent him to retrieve a rare Egyptian artifact orb of Ra, and that it was a plot to kill him, but it actually
Mm,
turned him into Metamorpho, and that's big and that's huge for this man because it's comic book accurate. It literally is comic book accurate. I can't. It makes you want to see the movie even more now. You know,
yeah,
because you got
because
Metamorpho's
comic,
origin in there.
yeah, and I'm a comic fan, and I can tell that this was made to attract and just listen. Why is it just comics? Because and I use this analogy a lot because it just is easy. But like, say it's a race car movie, right? Days of
Hmm.
Thunder, some shit, right? They're making that shit to appeal, and they're making sure that real race car drivers are gonna watch this movie and be like, yeah, that's accurate. Yep, that's real. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. Oh, this makes me feel great. Like it's kind of made to kind of impress and please race car drivers. And so when the race car drivers see the movie and they say how accurate and great it is, everyone else, like the casual audience, goes, "Oh, the race car drivers say it's really accurate. Let's go see it." Now, if all the race car drivers see the movie and they say, "Man, that shit was fake as fuck. That shit never happens. That's not accurate. They don't do that. We don't do that. Man, this sucks." You think everyone else is going to go, "Well, the race car drivers are stupid. Let's go see the race car movie that they say sucks. I bet it's good." But why will they do
Right.
that with comics? They'll do that fucking up. They'll do that exactly with comics. They'll be like, "Oh, these comic nerds, they don't know what they're talking about. I'll go. I like the movie." Like, what? I'm telling you, it's bullshit. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm glad that they're making the movie. That this whole universe is made by, like you said, Stu, a fan of a real comic nerd, a comic fan. Gunn is a comic dude. That's just it. He buys comics like we do. He goes in the comic shop like we do. He's a real, just regular fucking fan of the material,
Because
breaking it down.
even with like I'll tell you another Easter egg in it that's little known that people just don't know. Okay, you got Superman and Stag Industries, right? You got the
Right.
Green Lanterns come in. In the comics, Metamorpho really wanted to be. He just didn't want to. He was like really messed up about being the way he was because he's no longer flesh and bone. He's just elements, but he's alive
Right.
and he's human. He no longer has his human appearance, and he considers himself to be a freak, and he wants to be restored back to his former state. And so what happens is one of the Green Lanterns when he because well they asked him to join the Justice League and he just said no flat out at first, and then one of the Green
Right.
Lanterns attempts to change him back using his power ring, but due to like a yellow component inside the meteorite radiation that changed him into metamorpho, they were just unable to do it. So he's stuck in
Right.
that form. And showing the Green Lanterns coming there, showing Stag Industries, knowing Metamorpho was created by Stag, That's a huge Easter egg that I don't give a damn what all these YouTubers, except for this show, they ain't got enough comic book knowledge to know that right there.
Right.
And that right there is one of the biggest Easter eggs. Stag Industries, the Green Lanterns, Metamorpho. That right there is an Easter egg. And that happened in one of the Justice League comics.
Right.
And I think I
Right.
actually have that. And I think I actually had that comic. It's like Justice League.
Right.
So I have to look it up, but I know I actually
Well, it's
had
like
that.
I say, this
I
this
remember
this this universe, these movies, these are made geared toward comic fans. They're actual comic adaptations. They're literally adapting particular comic stories. They're using particular characters from a particular era, a particular run, a certain storyline, and that's how you adapt something. So just like if you were to adapt the Harry Potter books, you wouldn't take the 10 Harry Potter books and take shit from the last book and put it in the first movie. You wouldn't take shit from the middle three books and put them in the last movie. You know what I'm saying? You would fucking adapt the books as they go. But Marvel, the MCU, has gotten so hodgepodge to the point now. I mean, every movie they've made since Endgame, besides the Gunn movie and the Deadpool Wolverine movie, have been hodgepodge messes of nonsense. They're not adapting any particular storylines. And we've got this Fantastic Four movie coming up. I can't say I'm excited because they're talking about Shalabal as the Silver Surfer. First of all, that doesn't happen in the comics. Nor in Rad and Galactus, allows Norrin Rad to take his wife Shalabal and make her a Silver Surfer with him, and they go, and it's just a one-off little, what if kind of story. But at no point is there just a female Silver Surfer. So they're literally taking something from the Earth X universe, pulling it out, putting it here in this universe, and trying to call it the main universe, and they just keep doing all this shit. And so, like I say, what that means is doesn't inherently mean it's going to be not a good film or something like that. But all it means is that that's not geared for a comic nerd. Right? That's not made for someone who's really passionate about comic books. That's all. That's all it means. And so when I say that the DCU is murdering the MCU, I mean it from the standpoint of a comic fan. Appeasing comic nerds, doing shit for comic nerds, making this shit an adaptation. Bro, I'm more excited for a Supergirl movie than anything Marvel has coming. Supergirl. First of all, I'm not even a Superman fan. I'm a Marvel fan, 100%. Barely fuck with DC. Batman, I fuck with hard as fuck. Superman, I never really liked. I'm more excited for this shit than anything Marvel's got. Supergirl, forget about it. But the reason I'm excited for it is because they're adapting a story by Grant, a whole just one book. It's Women of Tomorrow. It's a comic. It's a very renowned, very loved graphic novel, well written literature that they're adapting. So I know it's going to be a well written movie because they're adapting it from one well written comic. And that's the shit that I'm talking about. So, I'm not sitting here trying to compare cinematic quality, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about from the standpoint of a comic nerd. James Gunn, the DCU is being made for comic nerds. Period. The MCU is made for the casual audience. They're both using comic characters and stuff from the comics, but Marvel is just taking any character and they're taking that character, they're taking stuff from any universe that it's ever been in. They'll take stuff from the Ultimate Universe, the 616 universe, the Golden Age, and mix it all together in one movie, which is fine if you're just making movies for the casual audience using the many colors in the Marvel toolbox, right? As your whatever. But if you're actually adapting a book, adapting a story, that's different. And you're making that for the fans. So that's when I said, so the DCU is adapting shit for comic fans. Bottom line, that you can't get around it. Next part, Fortress of Solitude busting up out of the snow. You see the crystals coming up. The fortress there is private headquarters located up in the Arctic, secret base made of all these ice shards far away from humanity, hidden off and out of the way, out of sight. Only he can get there. Pretty much humans can't really get there is the whole thing.
They can get there. They just can't. Problem with the Fortress of Solitude is you can get there, but you can't get in. Um, Superman once made it in the comics. He made a key out of a sort of like Thor's hammer. It was made out of a dying star. so it's very heavy. Only a Kryptonian or somebody with super strength can lift it, and then stick the
Right.
key in the lock and then open it and things like that.
Right.
Krypton was a planet that had a red sun. So we have a yellow sun, which means that I'm getting a little nerdy here, that our sun generates
Uh,
more heat than a yellow sun generates more heat and light than a red sun. So
right.
therefore,
Right.
Krypton would be a frozen planet or an ice planet or something like that.
Right. Exactly. MCU finna be for NPCs now, pretty much. The Disney slaves that Disney owns Marvel, they have to answer to them. That's a problem. That's the problem. You know, Marvel, like I said, Marvel is my shit. I'm a Marvel dude first and foremost. But right now, Marvel is, the MCU rather is owned and run by Disney. It's a Disney thing. Just like Star Wars is now owned and run by Disney. That's why little
Disney,
girls
yeah.
and princesses and all this shit are taking precedence, which it's sad because the people that are now in control at Disney, the people that are we're never gonna hire a white male and all that shit, like saying ridiculous shit like that. That's who's running Disney right now. And those people weren't, I guess, around when Disney made the decision to spend billions of dollars to buy IPs for boys because all they really had was Disney princesses and girl shit for girls. And so they wanted to buy something that they could use that boys would attract to. So they bought Marvel and they bought Star Wars to attract guys. And then now the people have turned around and tried to feminize both of them to the extent that they're negating story. They're literally negating writing and all this stuff to I guess I don't know, do whatever they want to. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to get into a whole political thing, but it is what it is, man. But Jimmy Olsen, Steve Lombard, Cat
Superman's
Grant,
pal. Superman's
Superman,
pal.
his homie, 50 grand, his man 50 grand. But this is he's played by what's his name? Again, another name slipping my mind, but I think it's a good casting that's growing on me. The kid that they picked is like the perfect fucking Jimmy Olsen. He's just like Jimmy Olsen. He's just that guy. He's just that kind of, I don't know. I think he
Yeah.
fucking fills the role perfectly. Gunn is one of Gunn's uh one of Gunn's talents is casting, right? People don't understand how big of a talent that is. And that's something that he shines in. Casting, he really does shine in. Truth be told, Reno, you can't can you blame them? You know, I blame Disney. I don't blame like Marvel. No, I still like I said, I love Marvel comics. I still love Marvel. My whole shit is Marvel. I'm a Marvel dude. I'm always gonna be. I blame Disney 100%, but I also can't take all blame away from the people at Marvel too, because y'all got some say so. But here's the thing. I think they made Deadpool and Wolverine, and they're showing and they're bringing back Russo brothers, and they're doing things. They're kind of showing us that maybe they're having a bit of a change of attitude. Maybe.
They want money. That's why they did that. They want money,
Right.
and
That's why they're doing right. They got hit in the
that's
pocket.
the biggest
They got hit
thing.
in the pocket.
Everyone's just playing it safe. Nobody wants to really step outside the box, especially for a comic book thing. So, I mean, Disney or not Disney, I guess Marvel is somewhat being hindered by Disney for sure. But right now, DC is okay until WB decides to stick their fingers in there, because we can't forget
Yeah.
DC, they answer to Warner Brothers and they are incompetent through and through. So my thing is, like, hopefully we don't get to that point where they want to step in, because they did that with Joker too, and we saw how that turned out. So it just depends on how they respond to whatever this movie is going to do. That's where we can kind of see where this universe is going to go.
Right.
Because they had potential with Man of Steel, and we saw how that went. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's
They
really
blew it.
dependent on how they respond to this film, whether it does good or bad. Um, that's what it's dependent on for me. So we'll leave
Hmm.
it
Mm. Well
Yeah.
side
They
of well side of D
a lot.
well side
Yeah.
of DC characters have problems.
yeah.
And a lot of comic books you have to make them relatable to people. So like we're just talking about Cat Grant. When she arrives in Metropolis, she is well known for her. She has a gossip column, and she came from Los Angeles, and she moves to Metropolis, and she recently was in a divorce,
Mm,
and she was in a bad relationship, which drove her to drink and become an alcoholic. So when she
mm,
moves to Metropolis, she's a single mom. She has a young son, and she's trying to get a fresh start and stay sober. That makes her relatable to regular people. I don't know if they're gonna, pinpoint that in this movie with Cat Grant, but that's what makes Cat Grant. And when she comes to Metropolis and she works at the plant, she's insanely attracted to Clark Kent. She
right.
actually was a love interest for Clark Kent at first, and then you
Uh,
got Lois Lane.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see, but they eventually just become friends, and they dated for a little bit, but they just became friends. And then Clark fell in love with Lois, and he
Michaela
just seemed more
Hoover.
interested in Lois. Yeah,
Yeah. Michaela Hoover. Playing
that's
Cat
her name.
Grant.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because her real name is Catherine Jane Grant.
Ooh.
There you go. AKA, yes,
Catherine
that's
Jean.
her Catherine. Yeah, that's her. Catherine Jane
Catherine.
Grant. Yeah,
But
Miss
yeah,
Cat
that's
Grant.
her right there. Shut up, bump, bump, bump. Where you at? Remove it. Put it back. Let's go. Here we go. There she is. All right. Don't know if I recognize her from anything. But I think she could play the character of a Cat Grant. She looks like a Cat Grant to me.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. She's almost too pretty for me. I don't know. But
That's the
yeah.
thing. Cat Grant was pretty. She looks
Right.
like a woman from LA. So she should look
Right.
like an LA woman. She should have,
Okay.
the way LA women
Well,
look, because
again,
she's originally from LA, not Metropolis.
casting. Yes, casting. Perfect. That's the thing with gun movies. The casting is always tight. I'm never like mad at his castings. Um, and what you call it, Beck Bennett plays the Steve Lombard character, and Steve is often portrayed as a sports reporter and a rival of Clark's. So I'm sure they'll kind of play that up. And in the comics, Cat is sometimes like a love interest for Clark or Jimmy Olsen. So it may be a Jimmy Cat thing going on, but I doubt it. I think, well, maybe Jimmy will be trying to holler at her, or she'll be teasing Jimmy. Who knows? Something like that. Be something like that. But Kelix, man, yeah, and this is a cool. I mean, listen, anytime there's some cool shit from the comics, yo. Uh, I'm not sure, but Superman looks pretty emotional here over this destroyed robot. And it's possible it's Kelix from the comics. Kelix was a servant droid from Krypton who later becomes a caretaker at the Fortress of Solitude. So this may literally be going on here. It would be really cool, man, if Kelix is walking around the fucking
Kellex,
Fortress of Solitude. That would
yeah,
be
Kellex is a service robot of the L family.
yeah,
And on
Mm.
Krypton, they had service robots. Wish
right.
we had service robots here on Earth that would
Mm,
do some things for us. But he,
mm.
remember in Man of Steel
They'll
when
end up killing us.
Russell Crowe was inside of the what is the Codex, and the little robot came. That was Kellex. That was their version of Kellex
Yeah,
in Man of
right,
Steel. I remember
right.
he was like, "Oh, look behind you," and he turned around and shot.
Yep,
That's their
yep,
service robot. So
right.
Kryptonians are well advanced, and they have service robots. Why we don't have service robots, I don't know, but we need them. You know what I
Because we're
mean? We
afraid
need
of the
service
Terminator.
robots.
We're afraid of the Matrix.
Is that what it is? We're afraid of that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Steve Lombard is that's who you're talking about, Reno.
Yeah, yeah,
He is a reporter at the Planet. He's
yeah.
the
That's why I
sports.
say he's one of the
He's
sports
sports.
Yeah,
Yeah,
reporters,
he
just
was
like
yeah.
Clark's
He
rival.
reports the sports, but he's also a how can I put it? He's like and in the comics, he's more
Life is like
like a
video.
male chauvinist. Like he's a male chauvinist.
yeah,
He hits
he's
on the
very
women all the
fun.
time. Yeah, he's a scoundrel a little bit. Uh, he lies to get to sleep with women, things like that. Typical guy's guy like that. You don't want to be, but he does guy things. But it's just his attitude. I don't know. It's a lot with him. I
Well,
don't want to really go too deep into it, but
nah, he's not that.
he's not that important. But only
Right.
thing I can tell you, he's a quarterback. And he's from Metropolis. He played in the Super Bowl, and he wound up working at the Daily Planet.
All
That's
right.
This right
Stephen.
here is a kaiju. That's just a regular kaiju.
Yeah.
You call it that.
Yeah.
I can't even think of anything that could be in the DC universe other than a kaiju attacking Metropolis.
Yeah, it's unclear if the giant fire-breathing monster that he's fighting there is from the comics, particularly or not, but it could be one of the first major battles as the Man of Steel that we see. But yeah, it just reminds me of one of those. Again, God damn it, can't think of the animal's name. But it's a type of like salamander. It looks like a salamander anyway, kind of similar to one, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salamander-like creature. Salamander-like creature. What's it called? No, that's not it. Okay, I think it's this one. It's called. Oh, that's a new species of salamander that resembles it.
Or maybe it's something Lex Luthor mutated. Because Lex will do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Run an experiment, it'll get out of control, and then he'll act like he had nothing to do with it. So maybe this might be the opening scene with Superman fighting something Lex created or Stag, or we don't know. But it breathes fire, and Superman has heat vision.
Axolotl. Axolotl. That's what it's called.
That's what that's called.
That's what the creature I'm thinking of is called. It's called an axolotl.
You got me on that one, brother. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell
bro.
you.
I'm gonna show you some shit right now. Watch.
Is there something in the DC universe that I ain't never heard
Hell
of?
no. Hell no. No, 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 no. This is a
I've
real
heard of a
animal.
lot.
This is a real animal in real life. That I'm saying it resembles. There we go. Oh, what the fuck's going on? Oh, it's behind there. There we go. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh.
Axolotl. It's got the weird
Oh, okay.
tentacles coming off the side of his head like that. But here's another one. This one's more. This one's more like the kaiju here. There we go. There. Damn, you can't even see. He's real tiny. Let me see if I can blow that picture. There we go. So that's what I'm talking about. It reminded me of. See? And you can see Superman super duper tiny way on the left side of the screen right there.
Yeah.
Blink and you'll miss
fire spit at it. Yeah, fire spit at it. Not fire, but fire spit at it.
far. But that's those are pretty much all of the goodies, man. I had to bust out the Superman Easter eggs for y'all.
Yeah. Also too, Reno, I like the fact that they're putting in all of the people that are associated with Clark at the Daily Planet. You got Cat Grant, you got Stephen Bard, you got Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane. Stephen Bard is also, you got to be a real Spade would know about Stephen Bard because
You
he
love
is
some
a
Stephen Bard,
literal,
huh?
yeah. Well,
You know
not love him, but I'm just
God,
saying
they don't
you
adapt
got to
them a lot.
understand something when you read Superman comics, like you read Man of Steel or you read Action Comics, a lot of stuff takes place at the Daily Planet, and these things help. How can I say, move the story along? Superman saves these people all the time. He saves Steve. He saves Jimmy. He saves
yeah,
Lois, Cat. They often get him into trouble, or when they get into trouble, he's there to save them. So, like when we look at the movie, the only person he ever saves is Lois Lane, and the only person he ever
right,
really interacts with in the movies are Lois Lane. For me, that's
right.
big because you have other characters that Superman has interacted with in a major
I'm
way
glad they got all the
in these
characters now.
movies, like in this movie,
Yeah,
right, that they got him in there.
yeah,
Like, I like it, bro, because
yeah.
you see that Superman has more relations. He has a relationship with more people than other than Lois Lane. Because we watch the movies, that's all
Right.
he ever interacts with. Really is Lois Lane, personally.
Right.
But as Superman, he interacts with her personally, and as Clark Kent, he interacts with her personally. But in
Mhm.
the comics, he interacts with Jimmy Olsen, and he even gave Jimmy Olsen a watch that he could that emits like this hypersonic sound that only Superman and Crypto can hear. And he would come flying
Mm.
and save Jimmy and things like that. And he even had his own comic, My Pal Superman. Jimmy Olsen had his own comic, My Pal Superman, which was kind of popular back in the 60s.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it's cool that they have all the characters in, man, because like I've said many times, I love the idea of a Superman movie that isn't just Superman, Lois Lane, and Lex Luthor. Like that's every movie keeps doing that same thing over and over and over and over and over and over, and that's all we ever get. So I love that we're starting mid action. I love that we've got all these extra characters that we don't ever normally see, and of course all the great superheroes that are from all the shit. But yeah, I mean, man, this is a new era of superhero films. That's what I think this is ushering in. Um, it's
I
July
agree.
11th. Yeah, it's a brand new DC universe, nothing to do with the old one. Releasing Superman as their first live action movie. Creature Commandos has already kicked it off with the animated joint. Everyone that was doing voices in the animated shit will be playing the same characters in live action and vice versa. So that's a really good way to keep everything really united and feeling like a comic book universe from a certain era, rather than how Marvel would do, and their comic universe is just could be anything from the entirety of Marvel from its inception to now. um where DC's been around since the 30s. It would be stupid to try and use shit from all the different eras, because it just wouldn't make sense, and comic fans would not, they would hate it, they would know.
That's
And this
true.
is to make comic fans happy. But yeah, there's a lot to digest in the trailer, and we but I think it's overall it was epic. It was everything that I hoped it would be. I was really impressed that we got glimpses of all the different characters. I know our boy Raw Talk. He don't want to see, no. He just wants to see the Superman logo pop up on the screen, and then that's it. It just goes off. That's it. That's the whole trailer.
That's all. That's all.
That's all he wants.
Raw talk off the chain. That's all he
That's
want.
all
I
he
just
wants.
want to see the logo and I'm gone. That's it.
Mhm.
But you
Yeah,
know
he don't
what?
want to.
It's good they really now because remember when Star Wars came out, they released it with a movie and people were paying just to see the trailer. Like they would just pay.
Yeah,
See, I'm glad we got it on YouTube and I didn't have to go to movies and see it. You would just pay to see the trailer and step off.
yeah,
I don't know if I could do that. Mm,
yeah. Well,
I'd
Gun
have to
Gun
bootleg that somehow.
Yeah, Gunn and a few of his stars spoke to the press on the Warner Brothers lot, and Gunn said that what you just watched was about just as close to the movie as he could get without spoiling it. So that's what he did. He gave the
Mm,
trailer. He said, "This is the whole movie without spoiling the movie, as close as I could do that." That was their intention with this trailer. So, and he said, I was incredibly rigorous with the trailer, he said, and it went through a lot of iterations until I was happy with it. And there was only one thing that was on the forefront of my mind, and that was the trailer has to be an authentic representation of what the film is. It doesn't have to have every single element that's in the film, obviously, but it has to show what is the basic essence of the movie and the story we're telling. And I think it does that, but it took a lot of work to get there. End quote. And yeah, it definitely does that, I think, and that was intention. So it pulled it off. It doesn't have every single element from the film, obviously, but it does show the basic essence of the movie. You do get the vibe of the story, and I get the vibe of it. I get the whole vibe of the whole universe from this trailer. I can't wait.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, me too. And
yeah,
I like trailers like that. You guys. I like trailers that give me bits and pieces, but don't tell the movie or don't You know what I mean? Like I like when you just
Yeah.
give me bits. Just let me
No
see. Just let
specific
me.
Yeah.
All I need.
story
I just need
shit.
to see. Just let me
Yeah,
see.
I mean,
Right.
Just let me
it's a
see.
teaser trailer,
Yeah.
that's the idea of it. But the problem is modern trailers have moved so far away from that, where you have a trailer like Captain America Brave New World and they're showing Red Hulk in the teaser. Like, that's insane. So
Yeah.
I think that's why this trailer was just refreshing because I don't know the full scope of the story. I don't know who our central villain's gonna be, but it
Nope.
all looks nice. So I'm like, all right, I'm clocked in a little bit. Like, let's see
That's
how
all
it
you
feels.
need.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Now the real. Now the real question, Sada. Are you going to go see the movie?
I'm glad Sada's coming around. I see she's coming around.
I listen, I'm cautiously curious about this movie the whole way through. I'm probably going to see it because of the fact that it's DC. I want to see
Yo,
Superman. So yeah. Oh, bye,
right.
Slade.
Yes, hey man, I know
So
you said he could only stay for 30 minutes, so he really rocked out. It's been an hour and 20, so appreciate you, bro. My man
yeah.
went way past
He
the
said
lunch
if
break.
he said if I still want he said if I still want to have a job.
Yeah. All
But
right,
yeah,
fam.
I'm gonna see the movie. I'm very
Yeah.
cautious about it, but I'm still going to see it because I think what we have so far it looks decent. But if I watch the film and it's any James Gunn's flair that I've seen for all of his big superhero projects, I'm clocked out. But we're not there yet, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
So yeah, for now, I'm gonna go see it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
I got you.
that's powerful.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you gonna put your stamp on it? Are you gonna put the stamp
I'm
on it?
gonna put my stamp on it. I'm gonna put the
Yeah.
stamp on it. One last
Well,
one.
Yeah.
we definitely, you definitely got to come back on. Definitely when we do that, but when
Oh
we
yeah.
see the movie. But yeah, the trailer, you get the romance, you get the action, you get all the different heroes, you get the villains, not all of them, but you get some. And I'm glad that we didn't get the engineer, we didn't get to see. 'Cause a lot of people aren't thinking about that. There's a lot of characters we did not get to see, so I'm glad he didn't totally blow the whole load. But you do get to see the stuff that I think people were most anticipating and curious about, and so that's really cool. And it was just enough. It was like it reminded me like almost like, you know how a TV show intro back in the 80s they would just like show the faces of the character and they'd like smile at the camera and then they would go to the next one. It was like that. It was like boom, Hot Girl, boom, Green Lantern, boom, Mr. Terrific, boom. It just kind of showed them like that's how they basically broke it down. So I thought it was good. And we get to see
Yeah.
Superman at his most vulnerable at the beginning of the trailer. So letting you know this is what kind of movie this is going to be. But without, like he said, without spoiling a fucking thing. We don't know why he's laying there like Goku. We don't know who
No, we
put him
don't.
on the ground. We don't know,
Yeah, we don't know
you know what I'm saying?
who
He
gave
laying there
Superman
like
who gave
Kakarot.
Superman the yeah, we don't know who gave Superman the chop clopper, but they gave it to him.
I mean,
And they got him sitting there looking like Goku, looking like a rape
right.
victim. Laid out.
He
Another interesting thing too, Reno, I don't understand why they didn't well, I ain't gonna say understand. Normally we always get movies that release on the 4th of July weekend. So the 4th of
mm,
July is on a Friday next year,
yeah,
but they decided to release this movie the
on the
next
11th.
Friday, the 11th. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they didn't
normally
want to
that
open
kicks off.
on. But wasn't it?
Yeah,
This
on the
doesn't have
4th. I
something
don't
to
know why.
do. Doesn't have something to do with the opening of the original Superman movie or some shit.
It has to. It has to. Because I
That's
do
what I
know
think.
that this, yeah, it's an Easter egg.
Because
The
movies don't
teaser
come out
trailer
on
was an Easter egg.
Saturdays.
No, no,
Oh wait,
not
it's
Saturday
not
night.
gonna be Friday. Hold on, it's not a Saturday.
It's on a Friday. The 11th
Oh,
is a Friday.
it's a Friday.
The
Yeah, it's
11th
a
is a
Friday.
Friday, but the Friday before that is the 4th of July. That's what I
Yeah.
said. Normally we get movies. You'll get a 4th of July movie, like a movie that opens on the 4th of July weekend. Like a big movie always opens on 4th of July weekend. You know, what I
Uh
mean? Whether it be no matter what day 4th of July falls on, there's always a big movie that drops that Friday on the week of the 4th of July. They actually went a whole week later, which
huh.
is that's interesting to me, man. I know I'm not going to work that Thursday night because I'm going to go to the midnight showing of,
Mm.
of Superman.
Why midnight?
They'll release it at midnight on the
Huh?
10th. I get to see it at midnight. I go to the movies on midnight on Thursday, and I'll see Superman
Oh, you can usually see it
that
anytime
Friday.
on Thursday. Like you can see it anytime on Thursday. Usually when the movie
Maybe
drops on Friday, that shit's out all day. It's out all day on Thursday too. They
well,
just
maybe
don't
where
have.
you live at. Maybe where
Yeah.
you live at, where rich
Well,
people
both in
live, where they
Florida
have
and
Walmart.
Virginia.
You know what I mean? Well, that's what I'm saying. Where you live at, where your Walmart has everything imaginable in the
Nah,
toy aisle,
I
and my
don't live.
my Walmart look like a demilitarized zone.
I don't
I
live
mean,
around
they
no rich,
might show
no rich
Superman,
folk.
or you might get to see Superman and eat breakfast on a Thursday. I can't. They
Trust
they
me,
not they
bro.
not
Go
doing
go
that.
on go on go online right now. Go to the movie theater websites and look at the all the movie times, all the openings. They open on Friday, but they're showings on Thursday every time. It's just how they do it. I don't know why they don't talk about the Thursday opening. It's like a fucking. It's called a sneak peek. I don't know what the fuck, but they do it. They do it all the time. So I do
I
expect
hope
to see
so.
this movie on Thursday. I will go see that bitch on Thursday, like you said. I'll take
I
off.
hope so.
I
I
don't
hope
care.
so. I'm gonna see
Yeah,
it twice. I'm gonna see it twice because I'm gonna go see it. I know I'm
I'm
gonna go
definitely
see
gonna
it
watch it
first
twice.
drop, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the wife on that probably that Monday or Tuesday or whatever day she's available. We're gonna go, but I'm gonna see it twice. So I'm
Mm,
really I'm really kind of excited. I'm gonna see it twice in the span of 3 or 4 days.
yeah. 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 And yeah, like I love how it drops you right into the middle of the action. I think that's how the movie's gonna kind of do. That's kind of how he's talking about, saying that it's gonna take place, and plus in a very interesting turn of events. The trailer doesn't say it's for Superman. It says it's for DC Studios. A decision
Mm,
that when Gunn was asked about at the event, he said it just felt good. He said we had made these trailers and they did all this testing, and I was like, I believe in testing. I believe in testing process, and we're already tested Superman, but it's also like you have to go with your gut and what feels right, and it seems like it worked. And I think so. Superman, written directed by James Gunn, hits theaters July 11th, officially kicking off the DCU live action universe. And yeah, it. I couldn't be. I'm not. I was worried. I was a little apprehensive, like Sada. I was cautious, but I'm pleasantly fucking surprised. I'm very pleased with what we're seeing. Um,
plus right now, Reno, we need something, man. I'm gonna be honest and keep it a buck. We need something movie wise. We need a good
very.
movie. We need somebody, some director to knock it out the damn park and give us something to believe in movie wise. Because we haven't had it. We had the strike. Marvel's bombing. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
bombing. Everybody wants to make these movies that are politically drawn, or you want to include everybody. Like I'm cool with that. I'm cool with all of that, man. And I'm
Yeah,
not saying I'm against it, but movies are an escape to me. To me, movies are an escape from reality. And
right.
when I watch a movie, that's what I want to do. I don't want to deal with anything real in this world when I watch a movie. I want to use my imagination. I want to be entertained. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just it, bro. Like we need something right now, and we're hurting as as
I
as
always
as a
I always liked the more edgier stuff, the Spawn and shit like that, Black Suit Spidey, that's always been my thing. Batman, of course, Wolverine. I've never been like a Superman fan per se. Never liked the more cornier stuff than I do now. Like I don't know, maybe it's my age. At mid 40s, I'm a very different person, and different
oh
things
yeah, oh
different
definitely,
things impress
yeah,
me. Yeah,
definitely,
different. So I
yeah.
definitely have a different outlook. And super pets, something I would never ever fucking
Never
even
do.
ponder. I would
You
never
wouldn't
fuck
do.
with, but I fuck with it. Like I'm fucking with crypto. Again, it's maybe I don't know, but he's a Silver Age type inspired, deal. Coming from a period in the comic industry, the 50s and 60s, a more lighthearted tone, a more and heavier emphasis on the science fiction element. During that era in the Silver Age Superman comics, Superman was like often battling giant monsters and kaiju's rather than traditional supervillains or criminals. And barely an issue would go by without Lois Lane or Jimmy Olsen, having some bizarre transformation, weird shit happening all the time. And Silver Age is also when we were introduced to the extended family, Supergirl, Crypto, all the other
Mhm.
pet menagerie, right? All the which I think are the more cornier ideas, making a Supergirl and a pet, things we don't think of now as being anything odd, but back
Well, they
then when
were,
superheroes were all
yeah.
just big strong men, that was something really novel. and it was
And
it was a
they were
hit.
also, you gotta remember too, Reno, there were more comic book companies back then, and they were in competition with them. If you look at
Yeah,
Shazam, he had the
and they were
Shazam
under the
family,
Comics Code
and
Authority
they
too. So they had censorship
right,
going on,
yeah, and you gotta
which
remember
means
they were
you
competing
rely
with the
on shock
Shazam
value,
family, yeah,
right?
because remember Captain Marvel was really popular. He was even more popular than Superman back then, and before
Hmm.
DC absorbed that comic book company, uh, Captain Marvel had a whole family, and they
Yeah.
were fighting crime and doing things, and it was pretty much DC trying to keep up with them. And it's like the industry does. If something works, they just somebody else does their own version of it. And
Hmm.
that's what we had when we had Crypto and Supergirl and all. Because you got to remember, every superhero back then, if there was a man version, there was a
Well,
female
Shazam
version.
and them was DC.
Man, no, they weren't originally. They weren't originally DC.
Oh,
They were a different
but
comic
I
book
mean, in
company,
the 50s and
and then
60s,
DC
they
bought them.
were. In the
Maybe
Silver
by
Age, they
then,
were DC. Yeah.
but I do know that originally Captain Marvel belonged to another comic book company, and they went under, and DC bought or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's
I,
yeah. Well, that's when it was Charlton Comics, but that became DC.
yeah, either they
Yeah.
became. I know they had to buy the rights to Captain Marvel. There was something that went down with it. I remember. I can't remember the
Yeah.
exact story. I had to look it up. I have it for you Saturday.
Hmm.
Saturday, I had a whole thing for you, but I do
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that DC bought a couple of. They bought a couple of iterations. They bought Captain Marvel. There was a few things they bought. They absorbed. So did Marvel. Marvel did the same
Yeah.
thing. They bought a few other
Fawcett Comics.
characters and brought them into their universe. What's it
Yeah.
called?
Fawcett Comics.
Yeah.
Fawcett. F A
They were.
W C E T T. Fawcett. Fawcett.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they had Shazam, Captain Marvel from 1942. It says to 1953. It says, and then from 53. Oh, Shazam. Then Shazam was nowhere until he popped back up in 1972 in DC Comics. So yeah, during the 50s and 60s, Shazam wasn't even a thing. He had been he canceled in 53 and didn't come back. It says until 72 with when DC brought him back. Yeah,
Because I know they were also like Wiz Comics or something like that. He first appeared in like Wiz Comics. Because Captain Marvel is my favorite when it comes to the DC character. I love Captain Marvel, man. I've always been a
yeah,
big fan,
yeah,
even when I was a kid. I've
uh,
always been a big fan of Captain Marvel, man. I'm
yeah.
mad that Marvel sued them and made them use the name Shazam instead of Captain Marvel. But I mean, what
Hmm.
can you do?
Yeah.
It wasn't hurting nobody. It wasn't hurting nobody, but you know,
Wiz Comics was the name of the comic, like how instead of like Action Comic or
action,
Action,
yeah, yeah, it was
yeah,
Wiz
it was
Comics,
called
yeah,
Wiz Comics. It was just the name of the
yeah,
comic, but I think that was actually made by Fawcett Comics.
yeah. Like I said,
Yeah,
because
Fawcett.
I actually have Shazam the first appearance. I had the first appearance of Black. Let me see. So I got the first appearance of Black Adam in those comics. I got it tagged and slab and everything. I
Okay.
have a really good copy.
It says Wiz Comics #2. 1940 was published in late 1939. Captain Marvel, the comics lead feature, introduced audiences to Billy Batson, an orphan 12-year-old boy who, by speaking the name of the ancient wizard Shazam, struck by magic lightning, transformed into superhero Captain Marvel. His name was an acronym for the six immortal elders who grant Captain Marvel superpowers: Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. And yeah, Wiz Comics was like, yeah, it was like the name of like Detective Comics, Action Comics, was like the title of the comic book. But the publisher of the comic book, I believe, yeah, is Fawcett. It says Fawcett Publications, Fawcett Comics. Yeah. Anyway, um, that's why I was saying was talking about how crypto, but in the Silver Age, influence we can see in other scenes. You had the different shots with the giant kaiju and all of that. That's clearly out of that era. From the comics, that Silver Age goodness. What you got, Stu? Wait.
I have the. This is when he first emerged in
Wow.
Shazam.
Ooh, look at that.
This is a
That's
70s comic.
1972. Okay.
Yeah, it's 70s comic. Look at that. Look at the price on that.
Where's it at?
Only
50
50,
Cent.
only 50 cent.
Cent. Is that number
The
one?
origin.
Is that number one?
Yeah, this is the first. This is the first appearance of Black Adam
Okay.
in this
That's
movie.
dope.
Yeah, the
That's
first appearance
dope.
of Black Adam and the Marvel family. Shazam #8. This is #8. But this is what they
Dope.
were talking about when he reemerged in the 70s. This is the comic. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you see the DC logo up there. I mean, right, they were DC then. And 50 Cent, could you imagine 50? I'd go in the comic book store and rack up right now if it was 50 Cent.
Shit. They used to be 10 Cent when he first came out.
I know. You got the world's
Mhm.
mightiest
It says
girl,
Black Adam.
world's mightiest
Oh,
boy.
wait. Wait a minute, broski.
Mm-mm.
Says Black Adam originally created, blah, 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 first appeared in the debut issue of Fawcett Comics, the Marvel Family comic book in 1945. Since
What?
DC licensed the acquired Fawcett's characters in the 1970s, Black Adam. So that's the first appearance of Black Adam when after DC bought the
After
character.
DC got him. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
said. Yeah.
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 But the
This is the
first
one that
first
when you
appearance of Black Adam
no,
was
the first
the
first
Fawcett
appearance, I
one.
can't no, I can't afford that.
Imagine how
I can't
much that
afford
shit would
that.
cost, dog.
I gotta hit the
God damn.
lottery. I gotta hit the lottery to
Yeah.
get that one. But this is but remember I'm saying remember when you said that he made an appearance back he came back in the 70s, he
Yes.
disappeared. Well,
That's the
this
first
is that
appearance from
this
that
is
era.
number
Yeah.
8 of that era. This is the #8
Mm,
comic of the era where they
mm.
reissued, they rebooted and redid. Comics do that. They come back, they
Yep.
leave, and they come back. And this is that series. This is #8. This is the 70s. Uh, here's the commercials on the back. This is what we were into in the 70s. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but 50 Cent Comics, we need to make that a thing again.
Yep. Let's see. The DC version of Black Adam was resurrected and revitalized nearly 30 years later in Philadelphia by Dr. Savannah's reincarnation machine. Da, 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 da. Didn't say when though. But yeah, where's that? Yeah, I wonder how much that shit would cost the first appearance.
The first appearance of what, Captain Marvel
Black Adam.
or Black Adam? That's up there, bro. It's gotta be. Like a faucet comic. I don't even know if you had one
Oof.
of those and it existed, bro. Please, you would be
Yeah,
rich. I can't even
that's
think.
like an Action Comics. That's like an old Superman book. That's
I'm
Mm.
listen. I tell you a crazy. I
Swimming.
tell you a crazy story. Sometimes I take comics. Oh, I do it a lot. I take comics to work and I read them. And there was this one of my coworkers. She said I think it was her father-in-law. I don't know if he passed. He passed, and he had like all of these magazines and comics, and they didn't know what to do with them, so they took them and put them in like storage. So she gave me
Mhm.
a couple of them, and it was like, "Can you just see what these are?" So I take them to my local comic book shop, and they were looking them up. They were like, "Yo, where'd you get these?" One of the comics was worth like $20,000, and it wasn't even counts a magazine. It was like the horror man. I forget the name of it. It was like but they were even in the condition that they were in because she gave me four of them, and two of them were in like really bad condition, but they were still readable. And even then, at the comic shop, like I was at Wage, they were like, "Look, like even in this condition, they're still worth money. They were worth like in that condition they were in, they were worth like he looked it up and he went and did some I don't know what he did, but he was like in this condition, this comic is worth like 8 grand. And he was like,
Oh.
but look at it.
Yeah.
But it was a
Oh.
magazine. It was literally like we call them comic, but they called them magazines back then. But it was a comic. But it was but the way and it was kind of larger too than what we get in these. It was a little larger than these. And this is
Mhm.
a 70s. When we looked it up, those comics, those magazines were from the 50s. One of them was from the 40s, and they were on eBay. We looked them up on. He was like, "Look, we went on eBay." He looked them up, and people had them. They were selling them, like they had them, and they were worth. They were selling them for like 3 grand, 5 grand, $1,000. Uh, those older comics, if you can find a Fawcett comic, I've never seen
They
one
say
like
this is right here, Marvel Family #1, where you see the old dude, the wizard and shit, and the Marvel Family. This is the first Marvel Family comic #1. This is where first Black Adam appears. And they've got some for like 11,000 if they're really in great quality. There's a
Oh my
2.5
god.
slab for 11 grand. Uh,
Oh.
oh yeah,
At 2.5.
Oh
I've never
no.
seen them.
a
Rita and
2.5.
Shada, I've never seen out of all
Look,
the
you
comic
got
books
more.
stores I've ever been to, I've never seen a Fawcett comic.
So
If I
that'll
did,
make
I would
more.
buy it.
Yeah, look at this one right here. eBay right now, 11,000 for a 2.5 slab.
Damn, look at that.
Here's a
Yeah, I've never
4.0,
seen
Good
10
gracious.
grand.
for 10,000.
Oh
Yeah, I mean
wow,
they'll
$5 off. How great.
thanks.
What a sale.
But you can get them for down for like here's a cheap ass one for $98. I don't know. Is that the real? Yeah,
I
that's
would
a
buy it. I'm gonna give you the buck. I would buy it. I would buy it
yeah.
for 98 bucks.
Let's
And
see
give
how
me a
it looks
slab,
though.
and I would slab it.
It
I
looks
wouldn't
that
care how it
good.
looked. I wouldn't care how it looked. I would take it.
What?
I would buy it anyway. I would buy it anyway. Where's that website? I'm going over there to
Bro, I'd
buy
buy
that.
that
I would buy it.
too.
I'd buy that right now, today.
Buy it right
But
now.
relax, it might be a little scam. Like it might be a little scam. So
Oh, you think
Might
it's
gotta
a
be
be.
scam?
careful sometimes. I mean, you never know. Like, I mean, it's
That's
probably
a good
legit. But
goddamn looking
sometimes
book.
they'll dupe
Yeah.
you.
I
Oh, but look,
know.
it said it was sold.
Like
It said
like
it sold
like this came
Oh,
back at
20,000.
$8.5.
okay.
We
Yeah, I know
were
that shit
yeah,
sold in 2003. What the fuck? This shit sold 20 years ago at
yeah,
that price. You know how
yeah.
much that shit
Like
cost
we
today?
were
Fuck out of here.
today, yeah. Like we were shocked that this book came back at an 8.5 when I sent it
Ooh.
off. It was like,
Yeah.
yo, that came back at 8.5. Like, but I'll take it. But if I could get one for like I would even pay. I'd pay a couple hundred for it if I could get one. I
I was
would
gonna
just
say
just
there's
to
a
have a
few.
Fawcett comic, just to have a Fawcett comic in my collection. I would do it.
Wait, that might be one right there. Let me see. Sold.
Oh,
God
that's
damn,
so
these are all sold. Why are they
funny.
all? Yeah, why are they all
It's from the
sold?
same spot, the heritage auctions. They
Oh,
probably sold
Heretic
out quick.
auctions, yeah, they sold them. Yeah,
Okay,
they sold
Yeah,
quick. Yeah. Because you got collectors to come on there and knock those off.
here we
yeah,
go.
and then resell them for now $10,000.
10,000, yeah, 10,000, 12,000, yeah, they make the value go up. But
Here, I
I
just
would
want
love
to
to
see
have
the
a Fawcett.
value.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. So here we go. So yeah, like a 2.0, you're looking at about 2 grand. But you can get down here low to a 0.5. Let's see what they could do for a 0.5. I don't think you're gonna get a price for it. But yeah,
I
you
would
could
take
probably get
that
a
too.
0.5
Reno,
for a
I
few
pay
hundred.
$2,000. I pay $2,000 for that one if I could get it. I ain't gonna lie. I pay $2,000 for it. I ain't gonna even lie to you because I would have it in my collection. I would just like to have it. I don't have it, and I would
Here's
just
what
like
you
to
can
have it.
buy. Boom.
$3.19. That's right up my alley.
Ain't no
Yeah,
shame.
what's that on What's that on eBay?
Yeah.
I would
That's
slab
a
it. I would buy it
facsimile
for
right there.
$3, and I would now see. I buy facsimiles. Now I'm not
Me
even gonna
too.
lie. I don't give a
I
damn
fuck
what
with them.
nobody said. Yeah, I mess with it. I buy them and I
They're
slap 'em.
dope.
I got yeah, they dope because I'm never gonna own it. I'm never gonna own
Right.
one.
Right.
The
I
real
will
one.
never
If
pay
the
50
real one is
grand for this book.
right,
Well, I ain't gonna say
right.
never.
Thank
I
you.
ain't gonna say never.
No,
I
I
ain't
ain't
gonna
gonna say
say
because if I
never.
hit the lottery, I will. If I hit the lottery,
Or
I
or,
will.
or, or, or if it's or if the channel blows up, we start making money. I start monetizing.
Oh, well, no, we damn sure. Oh,
Invest.
we gonna.
We might invest.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, we gonna. Oh, we definitely gonna get one.
yeah.
But I
Nah,
mess with the
that's a
facsimiles.
fact.
I'm with you on that one, Reno.
Yeah, I fuck with them.
And I got a couple
Look at that.
facsimiles.
$10 for the original first appearance of Punisher. And the thing about the facsimiles is they look identical except for the price tag.
That's true. That's true.
That's
And I
great because
yo now Reno.
back in the day when they would reissue these, it would be like a silver border around it or some bullshit to
Yeah,
make
it
it.
would be. Yeah,
In some way it would be different. But these
it
nowadays,
would
the
be
ones that they're
different. Yeah,
doing, yeah, these nowadays are fucking
they're
exact.
recreations.
They're
Like
exact.
here's a facsimile. Here's a facsimile I got. This is a recent one. This is a newer one that
See,
I
here's
bought.
the original.
Oh,
Now I want
9.8.
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah,
that's
yeah.
That's
See,
the
I want,
difference.
$9,000.
and now
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it a
that's
real. If
the
you
real
look up
one.
the Hulk, I think it's
This is
Hulk.
the facsimile.
Yeah,
Look at
Hulk
the difference.
versus
Look,
yeah Hulk.
999,
Damn.
9,000.
Yeah. Now the Hulk versus Wolverine facsimile, that's worth some
Yep.
money. I don't know why.
Oh,
That one's
Well,
up there. Here's
yeah,
here's
yeah.
Werewolf by Night facsimile. Bought this,
Nice.
had it slabbed. tagged and slabbed. I mean, I'm never gonna own the original. And if somehow a fire breaks out in somebody's house or
I'll buy it right
somewhere
now.
and they lose all the originals, they're
Dude,
gonna be
look.
looking for these.
Wait, do I have
Yeah,
this? I
see, I
might
would
already
buy that.
have it.
I think you got that one.
I know I
Yeah, I would
must
buy
have
that
it.
right now.
If I don't have it, I'm gonna buy
Now
it
they
right now.
now Reno, check this out. They reprint them. What year is that one? What year is that facsimile? It might be a
This is a
newer
new
one. The
one.
older ones are worth more money. Is that a new one? That's the new one, yeah. So it's probably so you can get that for cheap. I'll buy that. Like here's one.
I'll buy this one. I get 180 and 181.
Oh, you get a
Now
two
check
tone?
this
Yeah,
out.
that's nice.
Here's a facsimile that came out in 1988,
Oof.
and that's Superman Action Comics #1. This
Yeah.
if this was the 1950s version, this would be worth $2 million.
Yeah, I was about
But
to
I
say,
ain't
because
got
don't
$2
they
million.
have part of that in a museum, like the real one? It's like $2 million, or it's worth $1 million.
Oh yeah, the
It's
real
worth $2
one's
million.
stuff.
The original version of this comic is worth $2 million. I got the facsimile, and my facsimile came out in '88. I think they did it more than once, but I got the '88 version.
Here's the
Oh.
first. Yeah, here's the first Superman facsimile right here. It's $88.
What year? What year did it come out?
I don't know. It
They
says the
say
first edition. 19. Oh, I don't know. Probably says
see if
in
you
the
can zoom
description.
in right there. See if you can zoom in on
What?
it right there in the top. Go right there. Look, it'll say it right there on the top of the CGC right there. It'll tell you the year.
Ain't that's the year that they got it slabbed, ain't it?
No, it's the year that it came out. Because when I got mine slabbed, when I got mine slabbed, it says in the top right hand corner, reprint Superman story from Action Comics #1, and then it says at the top, Action Comics #1, DC Comics 1988 reprint. Go to the
This
middle of
one
it.
says this one says reprints
That
Action
says
Comics #1
2022.
6/30/6/38. Yeah, this says up here it says 2022. Yeah.
2022 right there. Yeah, that's the year it came out. That's the
Um,
2022 edition. I have the 1988 edition right here. So
nice.
they bring them out every so often.
Let's appraise it.
Mine's is older. Yeah, so that's what I look for. I look for the ones that came in the 80s and 70s. But if I can get one that came out in 2000, I'm definitely gonna get it. I don't care.
Here you go. 9.8, $100. 9.6, $100,
That's what,
$105.
1988.
Yeah, 1988. Here's one for 1100.
Yeah, so
Oh, this
yeah,
one's
so
autographed.
Yeah.
here's mine.
That's
That's the
signed by
Oh,
Jerry.
that's
That's signed by
yeah.
Jerry Siegel. Yeah, that's a signed
that's
one.
why.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, so
But
mine's
yeah, they're about 100.
in this
Wait,
condition is worth
yours is
about
9.8.
$200. Mine's worth
Yep,
about 200.
900. That's it right there for 200.
I got an 8.0. I got an 8.0.
Oh, 8.0.
Yeah, I wish it was a 9.8. I really, really do.
Shoot.
So it might be $100
Yeah,
book, $150
9.8,
book.
200. Yeah, it might be $100. Here's a
Dang, they're
nice.
not showing
Damn,
any eights, dude.
here's one you can
Well,
get
there's a 9.8
not
for
slab.
$900 for $908. That
Oh
ain't
my
slab. That's
god.
raw.
Oh my god.
That's raw. Look at that. No ticks, no eries.
Yeah,
That's a nice
I would
copy.
buy that if I didn't have this one. I would buy that.
It's about a 9.2. Yeah, it's about a 9.2. Yeah,
I
because
would
if you
buy that.
slab this, guys, here's a little lesson for y'all. $10, 9.2. So if you send it in to CDC and they agree that it's a 9.2, then your comic is now worth about $100 to $200. Same book right here, slabbed up 9.2. So yeah, that's a pretty big in what do you call it? Profit margin right there.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I never ever buy slabs. Ever. I buy raw only. I will slab a book, but I'll never buy a slab
Okay.
anymore.
Because
Yeah.
you're gonna pay more and the value is different. So
Yep.
if you slab
Way
it,
more.
if you bought it for cheap and slab it, then it's worth more in your collection. But
And
if
a
you
book
bought
only
it at that
costs
price,
$30-$40 to slab, so at the most.
Yeah, that's not
yeah.
bad. That's not bad at
Yeah.
all.
So
If you get it pressed, it's $50. So
yeah,
like,
if
see
you
how
get
I
it
got
pressed.
it? Yeah, like I get them all pressed. So this will cost me about $50. And that's with everything. To
Well,
send it
no,
off,
that's
get
because
it,
you're
get it.
sending it off through. That's because you're giving it to a comic shop, and they're sending it. If you get your own CGC account from CGC,
It'll be
like $30.
it'll be cheaper. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's cheaper. Yeah, yeah. But
See,
I do it through the
I
comic
didn't know
shop.
you could. I didn't know you could send them. I didn't know that your comic shop was slabbing for you. So when I first started slabbing comics, I just went to CGC, got a fucking whatever account there, and started sending them my own books to slab. I didn't know that you could that people would send them for you. I was like, why would you pay somebody to send it for you? It's the same amount of work to package it to send it yourself. You packaging it and giving it to them to send it. Why are you paying them to do that? And I found out people do it because there's like a membership fee, which it's like 20, 30. It's nothing. The membership fee is nothing, but people are, I don't want to pay the membership fee. I'm like, well, you're not thinking. Are you gonna only slab one
Yeah.
book in your life? Like, what are you talking about, bro? But
Well,
no,
for me,
Stu,
it's
you
for me
slab
it
books.
is
You need to look into it, bro. I'm telling you, you need to go to CDC website and get your own account, bro. Stop paying.
I don't slap.
What's his name?
I would you right. The only reason why I do it, Reno, is because I don't send off enough books that often to have the membership. So like if I sent
Yeah.
off like maybe if I sent off maybe 5 books a week, 10 books a week, then it'd be worth it.
Well,
Because they
no,
only
it's
charge
not,
you one price. Because
bro. Even
my
if you
all right,
only send
or
5 books ever in your life, you've paid for your membership and then some.
oh yeah,
You don't
oh
have to do it every
100%.
week. The membership isn't recurring. You pay one time for a license.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
But right now, I only send them off periodically, and I'm only slabbing like certain things right now. But I will say one thing: when I retire from my current position, where I'm at now in my career, oh, I will have me my own because I'm gonna have the time and energy. Not even energy. I'm just gonna have the time, and I'm gonna send off a lot more things. And you're right; it'll be more. It'll be worth it then. But for
this
me
is
now,
getting
I'm
chromed out.
slabbing maybe 2 books. I'm slabbing maybe 2 books a year, if that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you don't think it's worth it, but if you, I think the amount of books that you slab, is worth it because, like I said, it only takes a slab or two to pay for that membership, and what you're paying Wade to do it is a lot of money. Like you're giving him an extra 20, $30 every slab instead of just paying that 20, $30 one time for your license, and then now every slab you do is $30. I know you
Well,
can see the value in
where
that.
I go at, not where I go at, you get charged the regular price that you would charge. They would charge you to send it off. The only problem is that because the comic book shop I go to, he tells me he says he doesn't really make nothing off it, but he does it for the people, like for the culture. Um,
He
he
making
tells
some
me
off.
that he might be, but he says not much. But he said the reason why he does it is because he said that he has to send them off in bulk. So the bad thing about it is he only sends when he gets to a certain amount of comics, then he'll send it off because he said it's
Right.
not worth it to send maybe 1 or 2 comics or like 5. But he said once I get a certain amount, it makes it cheaper for everybody, and then that way you get a normal price instead of a higher price, like somebody would charge you something higher to send it off. So he said I can keep the price down that way. It just takes longer to go out and come back. That's the only downside for doing it that way.
Right.
Like I just got like this Superman comic, bro. I sent this off. I just got this back. I sent this off
Yeah.
like I say like
It be taking
January,
like it
February.
be taking like
January.
yeah, bro. It be
Yeah, I
taking
sent it.
6 months to a
Yeah, it
year.
take a long time to come back. Yeah. During
Yeah.
COVID, it was even worse.
Oh, COVID, you were 2 years. You shit would be gone a year at least.
Oh my wow.
Yeah. But when I
Yeah,
first
it
did
took
it,
a
when I
long
first
time.
got it, they came back in a couple of months. I was happy as fuck. My shit was quick, and I couldn't believe it was so fast. And then everybody started talking about how long it was taking, after COVID. But I wasn't really
Yeah.
into it. But check this out. I just fucking chromed him out.
Look at that. Ooh.
Hold on, give me some
Oh,
focus.
that's dope.
You see, that's
Yeah.
how he looked before. Look at his headpiece. Let me get the focus up here. Shit. See, it's hard to do because I can't see the screen with the damn white thing in front of it.
You had it. It was focused in for a second.
Okay. So that's the one side, and then this is the Chrome side.
Yeah, the Chrome side looks much better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looks way better.
Yeah, I'm gonna Chrome them all the way out.
That looks 100% better.
Chrome, the Chrome, it does not show up well on camera. It's unfortunate because like I have a lot of GI Joe classified that are chromed out, Marvel Legends that are chromed out, and like that Silver Surfer I even chromed out. But like the amount, in my opinion, of how much better it looks is just immeasurable, and I would love it if I could fucking post pictures or people could really see it for what it is. Because no matter what I've tried to do with different lighting techniques, whatever, I cannot get it to seem the way it seems in real life on any sort of camera, video or still. But oh well, I'll get to enjoy it. But man, it's fire. You got to really. I just got to. You just got to order the liquid metal, liquid chrome marker things and do it yourself. You'll see, and you'll be blown away. You'll be chroming everything out. I got to be careful not to chrome out too much shit. But some shit, it's begging for it. Like this, Dark Knight's metal fucking Joker, bro. This is begging for chrome. It's supposed to be chrome. Like some things are supposed to have been chromed out.
Right.
For whatever reason, they didn't pay for it.
Nah, they don't want. They don't. They like, look, you better do. You better do what you gotta do. That's what they telling you. Chrome out your own stuff.
Yeah. That shit is fire. I'm trying to get it done here real quick so y'all can see this one job real quick. Y'all ain't never seen it in action. This is how it goes down.
This is how it goes down.
This is how it goes down. When it goes down.
So, Sada, do you like the new Lois and Superman TV series?
Oh, you know, I've heard really good things. I've always liked the new Superman and Lois. Like when I saw them in crossovers, I always liked them. But I never checked out the show, and I need to since it's over now. But I've heard really good things, so I gotta get on it. But yeah, I'm excited to watch that, and then also our new Lois and Supes for the James Gunn movie because I think they look great. So yeah. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, see, that's a big improvement. That's a big improvement. Like it's like it just blows me away. Yeah, it just blows me away when you chrome it out, how much of an improvement it is over the original.
Yeah, these yeah, I mean this paint it should be. I don't know why the companies aren't using it. Like when they paint Cobra Commander's helmet, when they paint his mask, they did a chrome like this on the new classified version. And back in the day, you know, when they made the little GI Joe 3.75 size, they had Destro's head chromed out with this real chrome paint. But for some reason, the new Destro doesn't have it.
Nah, he doesn't. That's true.
But anyway, Superman trailer is incredible. Gunn is definitely proving that the DCU is going to be the savior of the DC film universe. We got to see a bunch of great characters in the trailer. Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, who played by Isabella Merced, winged mace wielding heroine. Don't know much about. Don't know which version of Hawkgirl she's playing specifically because there has been a lot of them over the years. Her and her companion Hawkman are among the most convoluted heroes in the DC universe, owing the fact that they frequently die and are resurrected in new forms. That's kind of their bag, and so we suspect Gunn is going to tiptoe around that backstory in this movie and focus on the Hawkgirl as the powerful bruiser of the Justice League, much as she was in the animated series. The bowl cut, the bowl cut himself. Super happy about how he came out. Corny as ever, goofy as terrible as looking as he's supposed to. But including him is a sign of just how much Gunn is drawing from the classic 80s Justice League series, Justice League International, for his take on the Justice League. And we're assuming that, like in the comic, the league in Superman is financed by the big business tycoon Maxwell Lord, who's played by the Guardians of the Gun, Sean Gunn. Guardians of the Galaxy's Sean Gunn. But Guy is, the resident Green Lantern. He's a hero who doesn't always get along with the other heroes, but he's very handy in a fight. Like you definitely want him around if there's a big bad. But it'll be interesting to see how Gunn's role in, not Gunn, Guy's role, Guy Gardner's role in the Superman movie might connect to the upcoming Lantern series on Max that is featuring Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and it deals with that Earth-based murder mystery. But Gunn really has been clear that he's not focused on setting up future projects in this movie. He said, but we wouldn't be surprised if there are at least some sort of nod to the larger Green Lantern Corps here. But I think it's gonna. I think he's going to be in Lanterns. I think he will be in Lanterns as well. So that'll be cool to see that whole. I want to see the whole core. Like I definitely want to see some Lanterns core shit, maybe some Oa shit even. But and then Anthony Kerrigan, Metamorpho, once an adventurer named Rex Mason, who was hired by his employer Simon Stagg of Stagg Industry to find a mystical artifact known as the Orb of Ra. And after Stagg attempts to kill Mason, let me mute that. Sorry, and we got some. The Mason is then exposed to like this radioactive meteorite, and then he gets transformed into the different elements, and he gains the ability to change his body into whatever periodic table, element. And then he's also gains this, monstrous appearance that we do see in the trailer. So they definitely, are sticking to that. And I was always curious if they were going to do the comic version of Metamorpho, really make him look like that with the different color patches. And sure enough, that's a pleasant surprise to me, because you can look there and see his right shoulder has the very classic pink crystalline substance, and then the left shoulder is different, and then of course he has the little face squiggles and whatnot from the comic version. So very cool. A nice treat for the SE fans. Salute, Corey Adger, welcome to the show. Slim Jim Longfoot,
Slim Jim
what up?
Longfoot.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? You got the link if you want to pop in, you know that. But yeah, Kellex, just right now, kind of doing a recap of the characters that we saw in the trailer, real quick, breaking it down before we wrap it. But Kellex, one shot in the trailer, we see him grieving, Superman grieving over a cradling a blue robot that we can only assume is Kellex, despite the color change, because but Kellex is a relic of Krypton. And the primary caretaker of the Fortress of Solitude in the comics. And the trailer does suggest that a lot of the action in the film will be taking place in, at, and or around the Fortress of Solitude. And that's cool. I like that. And it does seem that Kellex will be damaged, obviously destroyed, beaten, or blown up at some point in the chaos. And it seems like it's maybe...
Which is happening. It's happening in
Right,
the comics.
right. But it seems like it's maybe, yo, what up, Slade? I meant Spade, my bad. Yo, Spade in the house. Our resident Superman fan. Slim Jim putting his reaction out in the next hour, sharing us out. Appreciate it. But where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? There he is. Kellix, he's definitely just the bottom half of his body is completely gone, and Superman looks really fucking broken up about it. So it's not like it seems like he's not going to be repairable for whatever reason. I'm kind of wondering why Superman doesn't isn't like, okay, well, he's a robot, we can fix him somehow, but maybe not. Maybe that's not it, or maybe just he's just being emotional at this moment. But yeah, he somehow gets fucked up. But David Corenswet, I think, embodies the character that Gunn is writing, which is a young version of Superman that I could definitely see that in the trailer. And you know, obviously the star of the movie, the first real linchpin in Gunn's DCU universe, and the plenty of both Superman and Clark in the trailer, both versions of him. And that's really cool. What up, Slim Jim in the building? Salute, salute. Welcome, welcome.
What up? What up? Salute to y'all. 6 element of hip hop, Stu Dog. I see you. Sada, I see you. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, chat? What's going on? Everybody in the chat, you know, from the big fans to the little fans, everybody in between, up and away we go, baby. I'm ready for 2025 now.
Woo! What an intro. What's happening? What's happening? Where you at? Where you at, Spade? Come on, man. Where you at, bro? Come on, man. Hop on, man. What's up? It's only like two people in the chat right now. It's just family right here. We chilling. The show kind of done wound down. We've been on for like 2 hours now. We definitely chopped it up though in the beginning, talking all about the trailer. We showed it, went through it, broke it down, talked about every Easter egg, every character, and all of that. So we had a great show, man. We just kind of kicking and chopping it up at this point.
That's the move. That's the move. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk too much about what I thought about it, but I will say this: I am definitely pleased. It's punch. It's some homemade fruit punch. You know,
Hmm.
with all the juices in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for this. You know what I'm
Give
saying?
us
Like,
give us your favorite. What's your favorite part? What's your favorite? What was your favorite scene?
oh, my favorite. Let's see. My favorite scene. Well, I definitely like the slow down motion of him saving this bystander right there, where it looked like I can't say for
Uh,
saying that I don't know what that was exploding behind him, but that was a fire scene right there. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what transpired before that happened. Him on the field. You know what I'm saying? Looking like he was getting ready to power bomb somebody. I couldn't tell who that was. That wasn't that might have been my boy I don't know who it was. I couldn't All I saw was back. So you know what I'm saying, was it that scene came ready to come up, yeah, that's one of that's a most awesome shot right there. That looks great. That's a great shot. And seeing
yeah.
Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor, you know what I'm saying, shining head, the sun gleaming off his head, you know what I'm saying?
Woo.
That's a dope shot right there. Nicholas Holt, I think he's gonna be a very, very great Lex Luthor, you know what I'm saying? Of course, it would be cool one day. It would be cool one day if we, what would be crazy, even though Clancy Brown is a lot older now, but that would be great if we probably had a got Clancy Brown as Luthor, because we know he
Yeah.
got the voice for it. But with that being said, but yeah, and Guy Gardner, you know what I'm saying, that the classic
Classic.
bang he got.
Yo, looking like
Yeah,
Javier Bardem. Yo,
right.
but
You know,
super accurate, man. I love it. You
very,
gotta have the
very,
bowl cut. You gotta have the
very,
bowl cut.
very. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, he don't care. He don't care.
Uh,
He
Nah, he
gonna rock
don't
his
give a
style.
fuck.
He
Right.
gonna rock his style. And then I know I'm quite sure y'all seen Creature Commandos yet. Don't spoil me. I only saw the first
Oh yeah.
episode, but I saw
Uh
I know Grillo is gonna be in here as Flag Senior, and so that's gonna be dope seeing him up in here. So I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that. And
hell yeah.
Mr. Terrific looks terrific. He looks like
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't gonna talk about the Arrow version. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping we getting a
Uh
terrific version of Mr. Terrific right here. That's what I'm looking forward
yeah.
to. That'll be two people from First Class that's in this movie. Nicholas Hoult and old boy right there
Yeah.
who's playing Mr. Terrific. So that's
Right.
that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? He of course he gonna be around a lot longer than the character he playing in there.
Huh. Darwin.
Thing I forgot his name because in that Darwin.
Darwin.
Yeah. So he gonna be in there a lot longer than Darwin was. That's for certain. So But I'm looking forward. We
Yeah.
saw Hawk Girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're seeing a world that's already been established, and that's what I'm
Right.
loving about this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like,
Right.
like, because like I said in my reaction, Superman's been around almost 90 years. We know the
Yeah.
spiel by now. We don't have to go through the whole rigmarole. You know what I'm saying? That they did that. You can't do better than really 78 with Christopher Reeve, how he was introduced in this,
Right.
that, and third. And even then, I mean, we already knew who Superman was. I mean, it was around 40 years at that time. So
Right.
with this right here, what I'm saying, this is a great introduction to the universe that Gunn is trying to build right now, because obviously, what I'm saying, we're over 15 years deep in the MCU. What I'm saying, MCU has done their thing and showed that it was possible, because everybody didn't think they could pull it off, when Iron Man came out.
Right.
And
Right.
DC was sitting back like, we ain't worried about nothing. What I'm saying, we got,
Yeah.
'cause they were still feeling themselves off of Dark Knight. And then of course, that year was the same year well, Batman Begins, and that was the year Dark Knight came out, which was still to this day arguably one of the best comic book films ever. But
Mm.
with that being said, I mean, after Iron Man came out, and it was like, okay, these guys might pull out. And then of course, Avengers, that cemented the nail in the coffin on what DC thought they were going to do. Like, you just couldn't keep Superman and Batman, even though those are their most two popular characters, and their popularity will never die out, Superman and Batman
Right.
overall. But you got to show that you can build up a universe now that the MCU has done it, and you have to have
What you think
someone
about
who.
crypto?
Exactly, like Crypto. Like, remember, it's a comic book. We got it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be shrouded in realism, because Superman,
Right.
first and foremost, is an alien. He's an alien from a whole nother planet. He's
Right.
not,
It's Superman.
like, it's supposed to be fantastical, and so you got to get back to that
I'm glad he
aspect.
doesn't. I'm glad he's not going to talk, but I love that he's there, and I love that he's animated, and I love that he's going to have his human capability, his human intelligence, and his full superpower capabilities. If he was just going to be a powerless, just a regular real dog that's just a pet, happens to be named Crypto, that's how Marvel would have done it. He would have just had a pet dog,
Man,
would have been a regular dog, happened to be
sure
named Crypto.
would.
Oh, isn't that cute? That's it. Nah,
Right.
fuck that. This cat
Nice.
jumping
We
around,
we getting a
he
whole real
animated, he's
super dog.
flying
We
and
getting
shit.
a whole real super dog. I mean, if they gotta bring back Bippo or Boppo, what was the monkey name? If they gotta bring him back too, bring him back. The
Yep.
super horse, all on. You feel
Uh,
me?
Ace the Bat Hound. I got
Right.
it. I just ordered a figure, Ace the Bat Hound and Batman.
Hey. And
Uh,
and, and and Ace is a great character. 'Cause, I mean, shoot, you need a dog that can, that can detect, like, got the
Ace
detective
don't
skills
talk.
like
Yeah,
Batman. Like,
yeah. And Ace never
you
talked.
smell
He
stuff
just
around the
assisted
corner and
Batman.
everything. You feel
Yeah,
me? So
yeah.
that'll be awesome. As a matter of fact, yeah, I still haven't seen the Super Pets movie. I got to check that out. I still haven't seen the
Yeah, I
Super
haven't
Pets
seen
movie.
that
it
They
was
say
either.
Mike
good.
is back.
Nah, I
Yeah,
seen
I'm
it. It
waiting.
was. I watched it one night. Yeah, I watched it one night. I had nothing to watch it. It was good. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep it.
yeah,
It was good.
I know
It
they had to
was.
be special, family oriented. I know they had to be a great treat, and people of all ages can love, especially the old heads who remember most of those Super Pets, from back in the day. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm quite sure they pulled out all the stops on everybody with the Super Pets.
Oh,
So
what you know
most
about this?
definitely,
Did you peep
but
that?
yeah, well, you already know. I mean, oh,
He's in the exact same position, bro. His
yeah,
arms are in the exact same configuration, and his legs are in the exact same configuration. This is a nod. That's an
everything.
homage.
Everything got to come back to something, you know what I'm saying? Because I
Yep.
already know, Goku is Japan Superman, and then
Right,
Superman got to get some of that too. Like, I mean,
right,
see, that's why those people back in Man of Steel was complaining back then, because those, you could tell, those were the people who never watched anime before, or read mangas, because they was like, man, the whole city's getting destroyed. Man, they do that every day on Dragon Ball. They destroy cities every
right,
day on Dragon Ball. So when they saw it happening in there, they're like, oh no, the destruction, and then
hmm
it was not. Well, no, that was 2013, so it was still a ways from what happened back in the day. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say it right now, but yeah, but I mean you got to think, these are superpower beings. That's how it's gonna go down. And so, with that being said, of course, that Man of Steel was a young Superman, in the sense of that was his first time really being Superman out there. But depending on which way they go about this Superman, of course, his first thing is going to be to get away from crowds. You know what I'm saying? Because if he got to go all out, he can't be nowhere near no people. Otherwise, body parts gonna